Okay, we are back bij Destiny, Phoenix Wright, Dual Destinies. En we hebben gisteren zo'n beetje... Ik denk dat we richting het einde komen. Dus ik dacht van, weet je wat, we gaan toch even Phoenix Wright doen. Normaal was hoofdplanning. Bo loopt niet weg, dus zeker goed. Moest het af hebben, gaan we sowieso naar Bo. Maar we hebben net een mooie turning point in de case gehad. Apollo is in één keer onze courthouse binnengelopen. En let's see what he has to say. Ik heb wat hij heeft te zeggen. Dat is te lang geleden voor mij. Ik heb mijn koffie bij me. Op jullie ook. En dan gaan wij Let's Roll doen. En eens even kijken, want ik heb mijn bitrate lager gegooid. Omdat mijn bitrate continu was aan het klagen. Van, ja, you're not stabiel. Oké, ik heb een 500 omlaag gegooid. Dus let's see if that helps. Of hem dan nog staat te klagen. Oké. Apollo? What is the meaning of this? Congratulations, Mr. Wright and Prosecutor Edgeworth. You uncovered the truth from 7 years ago and you saved Prosecutor Blackwell. However, I can't allow this trial to end just yet. Why, Apollo? Why would you do this to us? To be continued. Ja, we gaan gewoon continuen. Yes, always save the game. Always. Let's go. December the 20th. District Court. Courtroom number 4. Let's go. Ja, nu gaat hij misschien niet aan het klagen. Dat is goed. Okay, Mr. Justice, please explain yourself. It's very simple. There isn't much to explain. The defendant, Mr. Tina Sykes, might not be innocent. What are you talking about? The case from 7 years ago has been settled. I'm not talking about the past here, I'm talking about the present case. It's still not clear who killed Clay Terran. But Apollo, why would you... Miss Sykes, please listen quietly to what I have to say. What in the world is Apollo trying to do? Your Honor, please allow me a little of the court's time. But this is a trial for the case from 7 years ago. Miss Blackwell, I would like to ask a favor of you. Just as you lost someone close to you, I lost someone close to me too. I'm sure you want to know the real truth what happened as much as I do. Apollo. Haha, sure you know. I'm all for the truth. Now, let's see you expose Princess Gold. Judge, I give my permission to continue with the trial. Very well. Is that all right with you, Prosecutor Edgeworth? The prosecution has no objections. Let's hear Mrs. Justice's testimony. I will have the police's investigation report brought immediately. Not you too, Edgeworth. I really hope it's because you have something up your sleeve. Yep, we hope it as well. Very well, your opening statement, please, Prosecutor Edgeworth. As you wish, let's review the case of the murder of Mr. Clay Terran. It was made clear in the previous trial that Solomon Starbuck was not his killer. Therefore, the true culprit was someone else. On that day, this culprit waited for the astronauts and boarding Launch 1. When the two men made their escape out the Space Museum, the killer attacked Mr. Terran with the same type of knife that was used 7 years ago. The murderer then escaped into the Space Museum. Next, Director Yuri Cosmos switched the launch pads. After that, the culprit exited the Space Museum and escaped via boarding Launch 2. Therefore, this trial must make clear who Mr. Terran's true killer was. In other words, we must discover who it was that escaped through the Space Museum that day. Thank you, Prosecutor Edgeworth. Mr. Wright, is the defense ready? Yes, Your Honor. I will better rearrange my evidence. Okay, relevant evidence swapped into de court records. Okay. Wat zijn de court records dat we nu hebben? Oké, we hebben de autopsie terug. We hebben de camerabeelden terug. Waarom hebben we Phony Phantom terug? Waarom hebben we die bom terug? Oh ja, de lighter is terug. Statement. Oké. Let's go. Now then, Mr. Justice. Your testimony, if you please. Let's do this. Okay. I suspected Miss Sykes from of the murder of Clay Tarrant. My glowing suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad's wish to escape. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder. Wel, Phoenix ziet er niet al te gelukkig uit en ik snap hem volledig. Order in the court. Mr. Justice, you realize you are charging your own co-worker with murder, don't you? Yes, Your Honor, because that's the conclusion my investigation has led me to. But Apollo, why? How could you suspect me too? Mr. Wright, your cross-examination, please. I don't get it. Just what did you find out over the past few days to make you think this? Oh ja. Waar klopt het niet? Waar klopt het niet? Dat moeten we weten. Dat moeten we vinden. Waar klopt het niet? I suspected Miss Sykes of the murder of Clay Tarrant.
Hold it!
What first made you suspicious of Miss Sykes? It all stands when Miss Sykes and I were investigating the crime scene. When she saw the weapon that killed Mr. Tarrant, my bracelet reached. She said she would never seen the knife before. My bracelet told me otherwise. There, every time after that, my bracelet would react when she talked about the case. Poor Apollo must have been beside himself during that investigation. I didn't know what to do or think. I couldn't even sleep. In that condition, I knew I wouldn't be any good in court. So I decided to wear an eye patch so I wouldn't be able to perceive any of her tells. That's why Apollo was acting so strangely. But the reason Miss Sykes unconsciously reacted to the knife was because she stabbed her mother's murderer with one identical to its 7 years ago. But the knife was also the murder weapon that was used to kill Clay Tarrant. My bracelet could have also reacted to her because she knew she was his killer too. I guess he has a point. But my bracelet wasn't the only reason I became suspicious of her. My growing suspicion. Oh, wow. Wow. Suspicions were confirmed when this incriminating evidence presented itself first.
Hold it!
That's the lighter that was found in the Space Museum with her fingerprints on it, right? But even if it seems deceive, there must be another fact we don't know about it yet. Is that so? Go ahead and prove it then. Look, honestly, I don't want to believe it's true either, but Miss Sykes was the only one who was in the Space Museum at the time of the murder. But Mr. Justice, Miss Sykes had absolutely no motive to kill Mr. Tarrant.
Objection!
7 years ago, Miss Sykes lived at the Cosmos Space Center. It wouldn't be strange if she had some kind of connection to him. Besides, sometimes skillful motives we can't even imagine. I know we have seen plenty of cases like that in your own career, Mr. Wright. Still can't believe this. How can you actually suspect Athena, Apollo? opbouwen. Maar even mijn keel is raar aan doen. Sorry, het is precies of iets in mijn keel zit. In addition, she's the only one who could have utilized the launchpad switch to escape.
Hold it!
Is it possible that someone else used that same escape route? I'm afraid not. Mr. Wright? Why not? Recall, there is a security camera in boarding launch 1, aimed at the launchpad door. It's the camera that captured Mr. Tarrant and Mrs. Starbuck. But there's also another security camera in boarding launch 2. I record Miss Tarrant's killer, or rather Miss Sykes, coming out of the Space Museum camera of boarding launch 2. First I've heard of it, but it makes sense. Athena said she had snuck into the Space Museum the night before the incident, and then was overcome and passed out until around noon the next day. I was out until about noon of the next day. Didn't even know about the explosions. When I woke up, nobody was around, so I just went out into boarding launch 2. That must have when the camera captured her. Mijn volume wordt verlaagd. Het speelt toch niks af? Welk volume wordt verlaagd, gsm? Okay, and that is what made Apollo suspect her even more. But wait a minute. In that case, it most likely recorded the true culprit as well.
Objection!
That's a negative on that one too, Mr. Wright. And the footage taken after the incident. Miss Sykes is the only one who appeared. What? Why? Order in the court. That can be. If it is, then it is incriminating. Was it's you who proved in the previous trial that the way the true culprit escaped was via the Space Museum after the pets has been switched. A fact you previously proved turned its ear, leaving your client high and dry. I must say, that is vintage Phoenix Wright. That is why I wish to indict Miss Sykes on the charge of murder.
Hold it!
Believing your client to the end is a basic principle of good defense. Shouldn't you extend that same principle to your own co-worker? You're probably right. Maybe I am not even too fit to be a lawyer. However, I don't care. This case is special to me. Clay was my friend. That's why I just have to know the truth. Apollo suspected his trusted co-worker of killing his friend. To dispel his doubts, he investigated on his own, but that only led to more doubts. Apollo must have been really struggling with this. Well, Apollo may have doubts, but I will say it again. Athena Sykes isn't the murderer. And I have only one thing to say. Evidence is everything in court. Well, Mr. Wright, I think you have the concrete proof to knock down my arguments. Your arguments have been very clear, Mr. Justice. And your facts appear to be indisputable. Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think of my theory? It looks like not even you can deny it. Miss Sykes was the only one who used the only possible escape route. Under these circumstances, there can be no other suspect but the defendant, unless you think there was an alternative escape route. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Hij is letterlijk ons de paplepel in onze mond aan het gooien. Echt waar. Hij is letterlijk aan het voeren. Is that what you think, Mr. Wright? Is that what you think, Phoenix? Was er een alternative escape route? Of course there was! Yes, of course there must have been. Just don't ask me what. You're just bluffing again, aren't you? Me? Bluff? No way! Hell yeah, he knows me too well. It's fine, Mr. Wright. Even a bluff would suit me just fine. As long as you can. Clear up this doubt inside me. Wait, so is that what is all about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. What isn't fate without doubt? That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. So that you can really trust me? It seems your junior partner has just shown us what trials are truly all about. Yep, daarvoor is de prosecutor er zo fel voor de defendant van die anderen er tegen. Zolang de waarheid uitkomt. I believe you're right. We prosecutors painstakingly question every detail in pursuit of the defendant, while we lawyers believe in and defend our client to the end. When both sides go all out against each other, that's when we discover the truth. Precisely, and when the battle is over, we will understand the true meaning of trust. That's exactly what trials are about. Wouldn't you agree? Yes, I couldn't ignore the seed of doubt that was growing inside me, so I decided I need to face it head on. No matter what the truth is that's waiting ahead, it won't be a fate. It's so like Apollo, always uber earnest about things like this. Mr. Justice, I vow to dispel every last bit of doubt in your heart. Good, because I want to believe in Miss Sykes again. I'm really hoping there was an alternative, aren't you, Apollo? But if I use the process of elimination, there really aren't that many possibilities. There is. Here. Director Cosmos was at the southern exit, leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum. Was dat niet ook zo de dingen? Heb ik die niet nog hier staan? Waar is het? Dat ding hier. Was het niet een garbage disposer? Leaving only the control room and the corridor to the Space Museum, which door could the culprit have escaped through? Come on, Mr. Wright. Where do you think the culprit escaped to? Hier. Denk ik.
Take that!
There. I thought anyone could have escaped that way. But can you really say that oh, this is this fault. Okay. Yes, I believe I can. Yeah. What are you doing? This is serious, Mr. Wright. Please be serious, Mr. Wright. Oops. The window? Dan moet hij via de deur zijn gegaan. Dit is space, dat gaat niet. Dus dan moet het via die deur zijn.
Take that!
Daar, nope. Blijkbaar niet. De window. En dan moet ik de space corridor pakken.
Take that!
They really only could have escaped through the corridor to the Space Museum. All they had to do was defeat unconscious Miss Starbucks sprint to get through the door.
Objection!
Appears that all you're trying to establish is Miss Sykes' guild. En wat is daar ook een escape ladder is? Is er ook een escape ladder daar? Als ik zei, het is te lang geleden voor mij. Cannot see. If the culprit used that route, then only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. The logical conclusion of your argument is that the killer is none other than the defendant. I knew it. That's the only way it could be, huh? If the culprit escaped into the corridor that lead to the Space Museum, then I guess it's true. The only exit would have been into boarding lounge 2. But Miss Sykes was the only person captured by the boarding lounge 2 security camera. I investigated the crime scene there thoroughly, but the only place the culprit could have escaped, it was the Space Museum corridor. There weren't any other secret corridors or anything, so it leaves us with no other conclusion to draw that Athena Sykes was the culprit. What could the answer be? Was there really no other escape routes? There need to be. There need to be. But hold on a second. What if? Where did those mysterious leaves we saw in the corridor come from? What if they're a clue to the culprit's real escape route? Letterlijk ben ik over die bladeren vergeten. I think it is possible that the culprit escaped into the Space Museum, but then came out using the route other than into boarding lounge 2. Oh. Launchpad 1 and the Space Museum were switched after the bombing, meaning the Space Museum corridor was moving along the rail at the time, which is exactly when an alternative escape route opened up for the culprit. Are you kidding me? Judging by the intense look of your eyes, I think you're serious. Very well then, Mr. Wright, do tell. Where could the culprit have gone for the museum corridor besides the boarding lounge 2? The launch site?
Take that!
We found something odd while investigating the museum corridor this afternoon, namely a few dead leaves on the floor. Considering where dead leaves come from, it points us to exactly where the culprit escaped to. Yes, I remember seeing some leaves myself. Ah, do you mean? Yep, while the Space Museum was in motion just beyond the corridor's safety door, was an alternative place that the culprit could use to escape. In other words, the culprit's really escaped route was the area outside the Space Center. You're freaking insane! We are insane.
Objection!
Do you know what how impossible that would be? The corridor is level with the 3rd floor. Even if the culprit tried to leap to the outside wall of the Space Center building, they would fall to their death.
Objection!
Ordinary, yes, but after the bombing incident, the culprit could make use of a certain item. And what item was that exactly, Mr. Wright? Alright, this is what the culprit used to leap through the outside wall of the main building. Well, the emergency ladder.
Take that!
An emergency ladder? There was an emergency ladder in the 4th floor robotics lab, and it was used the day after the explosion to help evacuate people. We're going for it. Miss Blackwell herself used the ladder to escape down the ground level. Recall that the launch pad were switched after the ladder was lowered. The corridor would have passed by the ladder while the pads were being switched. That's when the culprit literally sprang into action. that leap onto the ladder. But who would have imagined? They would. Order in the court. Well, an alternative escape route seems to have emerged, which means someone other than Miss Size could have been the culprit, right?
Objection!
Making things up on the fly in the attempt to sway the court again. Are we, Mr. Wright? Your theory has so many holes, it puts Swiss cheese to shame. Alright, then. Name one. I have here detailed information about the Space Center. According to this, the distance between the museum corridor and the main building during movement is a full 20 feet. 20 feet? You're pulling my leg, right? In addition, the corridor is 3 floors from the ground, or roughly 50 feet. What's more, the culprit will be leaping to the precautious place, an unstable ladder. Yuck. Human beings feel fear in a dangerous situation. It's a basic survival instinct. Ordinary person would certainly hesitate before jumping, or even freeze in fear and not jump at all.
Objection!
But the culprit had just murdered someone. They weren't in an ordinary state of mind.
Objection!
True. Nevertheless, why would they have taken that kind of risk? They could have waited for the switch to complete and escape the boarding lounge.
Objection!
Because there was a security camera in boarding lounge too. Culprit knew they would be recorded if they left the Space Museum that way.
Objection!
In that case, a culprit could have hidden in the museum until things settled down, then blended in with the other people after the museum was opened. That's a good point. But you claim that despite all this, the culprit took a 20-foot death-defying leap. And all in a brief moment, the corridor and ladder passed by each other. That's also a good point. They would have needed a running start while the corridor was moving to make that jump. And the timing was off if they couldn't jump far enough. It would have been instant death. What kind of person would attempt something like that? Stop bringing up good points, Edward. Yes, good point. This true culprit of yours is nothing but a fragment of your imagination. Why do you always have to point out everything? Because he is the prosecutor. Mr. Edgewood, right? That does sound pretty insane. The culprit would have to be someone who feels no fear, like a stuntman. But everyone feels fear. Ooh, no, not a culprit. Nope. Nope. We have proved that. Wait a minute. Yep, wait a minute. Aha, I've got it this time. I can prove that there is someone who could have used the alternative escape route. Oh, can you now? This proves the possibility of the person who could have used the alternative escape route. Well, in the dinghy here, the subject emotions rarely fluctuate and he doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. Present. What's that, Mr. Wright? This is a certain person's very interesting side profile. The subject doesn't experience feelings like normal people do. In other words, this person doesn't feel happiness, sadness, or fear. Doesn't feel fear? Ooh. Right? You can't be serious. Without the constraint of fear, he could easily do what an ordinary person wouldn't dare. Just as you or I could do a board jump on the ground without the slightest fear. This subject could make a 20-foot leap, 50 feet up in the air. He could choose this extreme way of escape without hesitation. So you're saying that the person without fear, alternate route would be quicker and the ultimate eliminated the chance that they would be spotted. Still, dat is redelijk een voet. That's definitely pretty extreme, Mr. Wright. But was there such a person there at the scene? Yes. The Phantom, that mysterious shadowy figure who keeps popping up. Oh dear. The Phantom. Again? I knew the Phantom was there behind the scenes of the Space Center bombing, but I wasn't sure if he was connected to the murder of Clay Terran as well. However, now it's all clear. Phantom is the one who not only bombed the Space Center but also killed Mr. Terran. What? Yes? What? Order in the court. Order, I say. Mr. Wright, please continue. There were just too many similarities between the case and the other one from 7 years ago. But why, may I ask? It can only be because both incidents were the work of the same Phantom. So then, this Phantom is the one who killed Clay? But who is he? This Phantom has been haunting this case, pulling the strings in the background. Who could this unidentified international spy be? Right? This escape route must have been a part of the Phantom's plan from the start. Also tracking the director Cosmos into switching the launch pads. The bomb on the second floor was meant to make the elevators and the stairs unusable. That's why he gave advanced warnings and planted the bombs where he did. Yes, I think you're right. But it doesn't explain this one last thing. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. But it was such a pain. Why couldn't they have used the ladders in the other rooms? The robotics lab wasn't the only room with an emergency ladder, but he couldn't have made that leap unless it was certainly which one it would be. So you mean the Phantom must be someone who knew that particular ladder was going to be used? That's right. Who could it be? Don't tell me. Wait a minute. So I lowered my emergency ladder like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. Fulbright! Come to the stand, you culprit. Mrs. Blackwell lowered the ladder after being told to by the detective leading the evacuation. Yep, Fulbright. Let's go. You gotta be kidding me. Wel, ik denk hetzelfde als jij. En ik heb de game ooit eens gespeeld, maar ik ben het letterlijk vergeten wie de culprit was. Dus, yes, you gotta be kidding me, Wright. Did you figure it out, Wright? Do you know who the Phantom is? Yes, I do. Who is it? Who killed Clay? Your mysterious spy known as the Phantom is none other than... where is he? Bobby Fulbright. After the explosions, a member of the staff crossed paths with a certain detective. I was on duty on the 4th floor. I was quite the madhouse, I tell you. As for the detective who was leading the evacuation from the 4th floor, he had a very specific objection in mind. So I lowered my emergency ladder, like the detective leading the evacuation told me to. His objective wanted to secure his own escape route. We lowered an emergency ladder from a 4th floor window and escaped that way. Once everyone else got out safely, I made my way down to headed to the shelter. This is a detective you all know. He's even the lead detective on this current case. He appears to be a very emotional man, but his psych profile says he is without emotion.
Take that!
What are you saying? You mean the Phantom is the detective Bobby Fulbright? Exactly. You are all taken in by his fake persona. Detective Fulbright's real identity is the Phantom. Wel, nu is hij geslagen en hij confident. Order in the court. Mr. Wright, how could this be? That's easy, Your Honor. Detective Fulbright is leading the 4th floor evacuation effort. Our first clue is that he made no attempt to have any other ladders put to use. The ladder in the robotics lab is the only one he ordered to be lowered. Second is that he directed everybody to the basement shelter via this ladder. Thirdly, it was all a part of his plan to create an escape. After Detective Fulbright showed to it that the ladder was lowered from the robotics lab, he went to the launch when he killed Clay Terran and escaped into the Space Museum. The museum started moving slowly, so he waited for the right time, got a running start. And just as the corridor was passing the ladder, he leaped onto it. I don't believe it. That elevated detective did all that. Was it really him? I mean, all this time I thought... So we didn't catch your name. My name? I'm Bobby Fulbright, the heroic detective who defends our good citizens from evil. Champion of justice who came running whenever you're in need. And my catchphrase, it's in justice we trust. Then his concern for Simon was also all just a big act. I swore to reform Prosecutor Blackwell and make him a valued member of society again. So I can't just sit by and watch him give into his emotions and tear the defendant apart. That monster killed Clay. He had me completely fooled. Come to think of it, he is the one who brought that bloodstained lighter to the court too. The scumbag even made me turn on Athena. Damn it, how the hell did I fall for that? For him to have wormed his way into the police department as well. Your Honor, the defense demands to question Detective Bobby Fulbright. Yes, I agree that we need to hear from him right away. The court will take a short recess and then Detective Fulbright will take the stand. Let's go. December the 20th, 5:13 p.m. Eens kijken, is mijn dingen nog altijd in orde? Ja, oké. Dus met mijn bitrate een klein beetje te verlagen heb ik letterlijk geen problemen mee. Oké, lekker, jong. Oké, defendant lobby nummer 5. Thank you so much, Mr. Wright. If it wasn't for everything you did, I... Don't thank me yet. We still have an uphill battle to fight. You got it, boss. Oh, Apollo is een beetje sad, eigenlijk. Apollo. Well, this is awkward. Ik ga even mijn gsm op stil zetten, want die blijft klingen. Het is met dat zombiespel wat ik bij voor Gamester heb gedownload. Athena, can you do me a favor? Huh? What is it? Could you punch me, please? Punch you? Okay. What? Why should I do that? Because I shouldn't believe. I should have believed in you. I let the seed of doubt inside me get the best of me. I'm really sorry that I didn't trust. Ouch. Well, you ask him. Don't be such a dope. I was really touched by what you did. Zijn gezichtje. Geweldig. Huh? What are you talking about? I want to believe in Athena. I really do. But what in faith without doubt. That's why I need to question her guilt. So that once the truth finally comes out, I can really fully trust her. You took the time and effort to genuinely think about who I am and what I'm made of. After all that, how could I punch a true friend like you, Apollo? You didn't have any trouble slapping him a second ago. Well, that's slapping. That's different. Thanks, Athena. And thanks for waking me up to reality again. Guess I know now who to call if I ever get sleepy in court. Tina, om wakker te slapen te worden. Boss, wake up! It looks like you have some promising young people working under you. Edgeworth! Edgeworth! Yeah, I think they're pretty great myself. And they're not afraid to keep me in line. Anyway, I have some good news. Aura Blackwell has surrendered and the hostages have been set free. Trucy and all the others? Oh, thank goodness. Miss Blackwell said she had something she really needed to do. So I granted her special permission to do what she must. I wonder what it is. Me too. Oh, hey, Miss Blackwell. Miss Blackwell! I didn't come to apologize, if that's what you're thinking. My actions are what allowed the truth of what happened 7 years ago to come to light. But I did come because I had something to say to all of you. Miss Aura? She better not be here to complain about something. Miss Blackwell, I wanted to apologize to you. The fact that you couldn't trust the court system is our fault. Ha ha ha! Yes, it's true the courts are filled with incompetent idiots. Still, I suppose I could let you handle the rest of this case for me. Oh, Miss Aura, does it mean you're starting to trust the system again? No, of course not. Be quiet, hunk of junk. Ik vind het echt zo jammer voor Klonko. It's just, I wouldn't mind if you were the ones who took Mattis' killer down. Leave it to us. We'll get him. We will get him. So I guess that means she's starting to trust us, at least. Hey, Blackwell. Aura. Simon. I'm so glad both you and the princess were clear of suspicion. And it's all thanks to me and my robots. You better be grateful. I never imagined you would go that far. So you always were extreme. But I don't recall ever requesting your help. As close as ever, I see. Well, now that you have been released, I guess it's my turn to go live in the slammer. I just hope you're not the prosecutor for my trial. I'll probably give me the death penalty. Wel, ik denk het niet. Ik denk niet dat hij zijn grote zus de death penalty zal geven. You know me all too well. Of misschien wel. I guess love can take on a variety of expressions, including stunt in their case. Okay. But I truly was about to be executed tomorrow. So because of you, it looks like I won't be crossing the tricks just yet. You have my heartfelt thanks, Aura. I'm sorry I caused you so much anguish. Okay. Simon? Aww. Ze wordt emotioneel. Kijk hier, een klein traantje zelfs. Oh, cute. Aww. I'm so glad, Simon. So very glad to hear you say that. Aura. Alright, that's enough for that. Bailiff, take me to the detention center. Oké. Ik denk niet dat zij de doodstraf kreeg voor een gijzeling. Denk ik. Het is robotgijzeling. Wat Miss Blackwell did was inexcusable. But it's clear she did it out of love for her brother. I still can't wrap my mind around Detective Fulbright being the Phantom. I can't believe he killed Clay. Right. And murdered my mentor, which brought great distress upon little Athena. Chief Prosecutor. Yes. I would ask a favor. Would you allow me to stand at the prosecution bench for this trial? I wish to claim the Phantom's head by my own hand. That was my plan all along. After all, it's highly unconventional for a man of my position to stand in court. Krijg je nu de dikke nek-edge? Hij doet dat zo van, yeah, I'm the chief. But go for it. Get him. Get him. He's keeping his stance. Oh, I love this guy. I love them both. Sir. Formal paperwork has yet to be filled, but you are hereby conditionally released. Please take the prosecutor's bench in your official capacity and uncover the truth by your own hand. Hij verdient het ook om ik bedoel, hij is 7 jaar in de bak gezeten, die gast. Hij mag hem pakken en hij gaat hem ook pakken. I'm much obliged. Haal weg die shackles. The day to part with these has come at last. Chief Prosecutor, could you... Hij had beter zo'n fall emoji weten. Maar daar gaan de shackles. He's loose. The samurai is loose. How long have I waited? Maybe it's the sense of freedom, but even the air seems fresher, the light brighter. And I will release slashing that blackguard Fulbright to shreds without mercy. Blacko, misschien niet direct naar de killing overgaan, want dan lig je terug in de bak. I don't have to be able to read his heart to see how happy he is. Yeah, he is happy. Maar, beetje intomen? Heel klein beetje maar. Heel klein beetje maar. We willen niet dat je terug in de bak komt. We hebben je net eruit gekregen. Oh, Athena, I'm so glad, but I won't cry just yet. Okay. After all, we still got a trial to finish. It's okay to cry, Athena. I promise. Prosecutor Blackwell. Mr. Wright. Please avenge Clay's death for me. What are you talking about, Apollo? You're coming to the defense bench with me. I am? Well, I can't expect Athena to assist me now. Can I? She is the defendant. That leaves you, Apollo. But, are you sure what you want me? I took a leave of absence and everything. Well, our office is pretty short-handed and you're all I got. Thank you, Mr. Wright. Apollo. Athena, I can say it with all my heart now. I believe in your complete innocence. And now we're going to prove it to the world. Thank you, Apollo. I know you can do it.
So, you won't be needing that eye patch anymore, right?
Right, because I'm fine now.
There he goes. Oké, daar is hij dan. Apollo is back, jong. Hell yeah. Now, this is the Apollo I know. True. Welcome back, Apollo. It's almost a time for the trial to restart, so I look like you have things well in hand. Yep. I should head back to the prosecutor's office. Have fun. But why? I want to look into a few things, namely, first people on the scene 7 years ago, facial data registered by the robot, and Detective Fulbright's background. Sounds great, Edward. Ik hoor als je iets vindt, let me know. Thanks. I expect to be repaid with a victory right now. if you will excuse me. Maar hij is nu letterlijk... Head of prosecution is nu letterlijk voor de defendant victory aan het gaan. Makes sense, yeah. Okay, you two are all set to go. You bet I am. Let's do this! This is it. The final battle. The final battle. Let's go. Als ik mijn vingers kon kraken, deed ik dat, maar ik kan dat niet. The murder of Apollo's friend. The courtroom bombing incident. And the case that used in the dark age of the law 7 years ago. Urged in the dark age. Destiny has called us to bring the one responsible for it all to justice today. Let's do this. Let's do this. Oh, dit wordt leuk. We gaan die Fulbright gewoon helemaal breken, joh. We hebben mijn Magatana-ding en zijn bracelet er ook thinking. En natuurlijk, Blackwell heeft zijn zwaard lekker bij zich nu. En geen shackles. Let us know, defense is ready, Your Honor. Prosecution has never been more ready. You know, this is the first time we've been at the defense bench together since I debuted. Now that you mentioned it, although back then I thought you were more loud than you were reliable. You've really come a long way since then, Apollo. You have grown a lot. Well, there have been some hiccups, but I guess I've done pretty well. He's still got the ego of his, though. Prosecutor Blackwell. With the 7 years mistake now resolved, we can finally take your rightful place. Yes, I guess we can keep the chit-chat for later. Ja, hij is er altijd bang van hem. Bailey, please bring in the witness immediately. Even with those handcuffs off, Prosecutor Blackwell seems to be pretty much the same. 7 years of grumpiness doesn't go away so easily, I guess. Yep. There he is. Ha 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 ha. Bobby Fulbright here. I heard I was needed on the stand, so here I am. Detective Fulbright, do you know why you have been called to give testimony? Yeah, because there is only one reason why I would be called. And that's because it's time for justice. And justice we trust.
Objection!
You can't fool us with that act anymore. Your justice is nothing but lies. What? Are you questioning the integrity of my sense of justice? Yes, I am. I mean, sure, sometimes I make mistakes, but he's acting actually the same as always. Tell me about it. He must be feeling awfully confident. Fulbright, if you wish to dispel or suspicious, then let's get to your testimony. Alright, fine. Want me to prove my righteousness? I can certainly do that. Okay. Okay, find the mistakes. Find the mistakes. Aha! I'm the very embodiment of justice itself. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. And this bit about the escape route is only a theory. You don't have any proof. What we do have is proof that Athena Sykes is the culprit. This lighter when her print's on it. Okay. So you're saying the suspicions against you are completely false. And that the defendant is a real culprit. That's right, Mr. Lawyer. Mr. Lawyer's escape route is totally circumstantial. He doesn't have any proof that I made a big leap on the ladder. We don't have proof. You are correct about that. However, you don't have any proof proof for your claim either. Ooh, I guess you're right. But you can define justice with evidence. Who can define it anyway? Justice. Just this.
Objection!
So don't make me break out a dictionary on you. Please don't throw that book at me. Tell me the Phantom didn't just make me set up a stupid pun for him. Let's just try not to lose focus, alright? My justice is crystal clear. What's not clear are your eyes. Wake up and smell the justice.
Silence!
Enough of your rubbish, Fulbright. If you have even an ounce of justice, then you will answer the court's questions and prove it. Prosecutor Blackwell. Prosecutor Blackwell looks torn. Well, Fulbright was his partner after all. Yep. Prosecutor Blackwell is right. The truth will be revealed in the cross-examination. The suspicions against Detective Fulbright are, at this point, only suspicions. As is my duty, I will judge the claims against the detective as impartially as I can. Does anyone have any objections? That's fine, Your Honor. Hahaha, now, ask away and don't hold back. Well, there don't appear to be any objections. Very well, Mr. Wright. Please begin your cross-examination. Let's go. Okay. Ha ha ha. I am the very embodiment of justice itself. Okay. The embodiment of justice, those are just empty words. They say if you keep saying something, it can eventually become the truth. Isn't that how people make their dreams come true too? By wishing over and over. Alright. Let's just move on. Okay. I won't have you make me into a villain with your far-fetched arguments. Okay, press. My arguments are hardly far-fetched. There is careful full reasoning behind my theory. Yes, well, apparently there's reasoning behind even a tofu burger. But what we have against Miss Sykes, though, is not just reasoning, it's solid evidence. Als it's called a lighter with Miss Sykes' fingerprints on it in the victim's blood. Yes, that's true, but wait, Detective Fulbright was the one who brought that evidence to the trial. If you harbor any suspicions, I suggest you ask Fulbright. I don't know. Especially about that lighter. He's right, but what exactly should I ask about it? Wacht, waar is de lighter? I have... Yeah, who's the position of the prince? Position of the prince. Please tell the court about the position of the prince on the lighter. They're around the same spot on either side, as there would be if she were holding it up. I suppose it was used to light the room. It would be held that way. Could you please add that statement to your testimony? Okay, was he holding it too? Waar is de testimony? Waar is de testimony? Hier. The prep held a lighter with an earth emblem on the left hand and a knife on the right. Shouldn't she holding it in her right hand?
Objection!
Ah, goddammit. Ik hoef geen haircut, Blackwell, thanks. Dit is gewoon de foute tekst, dus ik ga gewoon skippen. Yes, in the meantime, here's a strike against you. Thanks. Okay, lost life. Okay, the prince of place is just the way it would be if someone were holding it lit. I don't know then. Oh, laten we even... It looks like he's taking with Athena as the culprit. And it doesn't help that he has the evidence. Let's press him on everything until he cracks. Ja, het is op de laatste te maken. I don't get it. Wat is de mistake? Moet ik even verder pressen met andere dingen? Oké, we pressen verder op dingen. And please tell us more about the circumstances surrounding the letter. Well, I would much rather expound on the topic of justice. But oh, alright. Let's see, what should I ask about? About the lab. Please tell us anything you remember about the lab. The lab, huh? Well, it was so messy there was hardly anywhere to step. I guess they were in the middle of building a giant robot. Yeah, that's pretty much how it looked when we visited this afternoon too. Okay, I know the drill. You want me to add this statement to my testimony, don't you? What? No, way ahead of you. I will just add it in. Oké, ik heb meer dingen te doen. En wat als ik over haar vraag? Over Aura Blackwell. About Aura Blackwell. Please tell the court what you remember about Miss Blackwell at the time. She appeared to be really angry at the bombing commotion was disrupting her work. She even threw a robot at me. Yikes. I hope it wasn't poor Klonko. Waarschijnlijk was het Klonko. This is very important information, isn't it? Just switch the statement in. Why don't you let me decide that? Okay. And this is about the escape route. It's only the theory. You don't have any proof. Press. Then please tell us more about the circumstances surrounding the ladder. Oh, dit is hetzelfde. Ik hou het op de lab. Ze zegt switch nu naar de lab dingen. What do we have is proof that Athena's side is the leader at the point on the press of that. You mean the leader that was found in the Space Museum? Is that right? The one and only. After Miss Sykes murdered Mr. Terran, she escaped into the Space Museum. That's when she probably dropped the lighter. And after the launch pads were switched, she ran out of the Space Museum. Where her image was caught by the security camera. Without evidence, I should probably save the fight for another time. En wat krijg je te horen bij die andere? Van de lighter. Wacht, press de eerste nog eens. Dan krijgen we dezelfde tekst. En dan als hij vraagt van wat over de lighter. Nee. Prints are placed just the way they would if they... Okay, press this. Yes, Miss Blackwell did mention she saw a lit lighter being held up. Yep, meaning the person Miss Blackwell saw was the owner of the fragments. It just strengthens my argument against Miss Sykes. This line of questioning is going to get me anywhere except conviction land. Should I try ask something else? Let's just press on like this. Okay, just press on. Let's proceed with the testimony, shall we? Oké, misschien had ik toch die andere even moeten pakken. The lab was very messy, so I actually had kind of the poor choice. Oké, laten we die andere... damn it. Naar de hoeveelheid prints er zijn. De hoeveelheid prints. The number of prints. So how many prints are found exactly? 3. The thumb, the end index, and the middle finger of the right hand. Oh, hier gaan we. Your Honor, that's an important statement. Could you please have it? Swapped into my testimony, you got it. He beat me to it. Haha, being investigated or testifying, speed is the key. Hier kunnen we de bewijs gooien. Save, een case, want we hebben maar 1 leven. Nu kunnen we de testimony gebruiken. On the left hand.
Objection!
We got it, we waren te snel. We waren gewoon veel te snel, jongens. You say the prints were from the right hand, is that correct? That's right, very clear prints. But that just doesn't add up. Huh? What does it add up? According to Miss Blackwell, who saw the culprit herself, this person held the lighter in their left hand. Oh. So here's the dilemma before us. Why are the prints of the lighter from the right hand instead of the left? You're right. It doesn't make sense, does it? Your Honor, this lighter can hardly be called incriminating evidence. The witness claims don't even hold water. Detective Fulbright, I hope you have a good explanation for this. I just can't understand it. They're definitely right-hand prints. But then, why are they inconsistent with the Miss Blackwell statement? I've got it. What have you got, detective? The mirror! The witness must have seen the reflection of the culprit in the mirror. Go on. Miss Blackwell was looking in through the window of boarding lounge 1, wasn't she? I believe so. If you meant the little window on the back and to the right of the room, that's right. Across the room on the opposite wall, here is a large mirror. I don't remember seeing it. So are you saying... Yes, culprit Miss Blackwell saw must have been a reflection, of that person in the mirror. I see. In that case, right and left would appear reversed, wouldn't they? Haha, now do you see? That's the logic pure science.
Objection!
Oh, pure justice, sorry. But your argument is only conjectured. You don't have any proof that what Miss Blackwell saw was a reflection.
Silence!
I don't know. You would sooner nick yourself than him like that. Put some more muscle into it. Huh? Haha, that's right. Besides, the lighter could have been in the left hand. And why not? Miss Blackwell said she saw an Earth emblem on the lighter, didn't she? That emblem is only on one side of the lighter. You're right. There's no emblem on the other side. Exactly. Als blank and smooth as the judge's fine scalp, if the culprit had held the lighter in the left hand, they would have covered the emblem. Oh, what's more, this is the kind of lighter you flick open with your thumb before lighting. So if the culprit had held it in the left hand with the emblem out of visibility, they wouldn't have been able to open it, let alone light it. But if they had held it in their right hand, they could easily open it and light it. This all means that the culprit was definitely holding the lighter in their right hand. No, come back, my beautiful contraction. Yeah, contradiction. Contradiction. Sorry. I appear you have planted a flower that bears no fruit. Hahaha. See how it withers before my flower of justice. He's tough. He managed to discredit almost everything I have proven up to this point. He's good. I give him that. He's good, but we're better. Justice we trust. Now do you see? I'm not a phantom you've been talking about. I mean, are you sure there really is a spy? I bet they're just a fragment of your imagination. Oh, it's so sad, so very sad. But I'm afraid Miss Sykes is the culprit.
Hold it!
Hold it. Detective Wright, I believe you said that the emblem is only on one side of the lighter. Are you sure about that? Are you sure? Of course I'm sure. Why don't you take a look for yourself and see? Do you see an Earth emblem on both sides of the lighter? Oh, there it goes. The bracelet. I knew it. You're lying, detective. Pardon me? You mean... Yes, my bracelet reacted to his statement about the emblem. He's definitely hiding something big. And I think if we use my talent, we might be able to figure it out. Justice don't know how to use that sheet of yours again. It's not cheating, Prosecutor Blackwell. Very well. But either I like it or not, I suppose we should use whatever works right now. Go on then. Nice. Thanks. Ik ben het niet gewend van Prosecutor Blackwell dat hij zegt van... Yeah, sure. Use it. We have Prosecutor Blackwell's reluctant blessing, apparently. Okay, Apollo. You're up. Here goes then. Detective Wright, could you repeat that last statement one more time? What in the world are you up to? Alright, fine. I will say it as many times as you like. Listen careful. The Earth emblem is only one on the side that you can see when held in the right hand. Okay, let's see the bracelet. No, I did het druk precies. Ik ben er aan het zoeken. Waar is de Twitch? Waar heeft hij een Twitch? Listen again. Missing something. I don't see it. Gun? Kan dat bewegen? No. Niet te find it. Wacht, ik ga hem even op zijn gezicht echt goed inzoomen. Er gebeurt hier niks, hè? Oké. Wacht even, zijn die wenkbrauwen altijd zo geweest? Ja. De handen? Ik bedoel, hier is een spy, dus... Wacht, heeft hij zijn vuist hier net opgespannen? Of was hij al zo opgespannen? Nee, dat hij opgespannen was al, hè? Ja, was al. Oh. Found it. Haha.
Gotcha!
Gotcha. I gotcha. Detective Fulbright, you might not be aware of it yourself, but whenever you say that phrase, the Earth emblem, your left thumb moves. In fact, it appears as though you're running it along the edge of your holster. Mr. Lawyer? I don't have the foggiest notion what you're talking about. Be that as it may, I know it has something to do with the lighter. Let me examine it. But why? You're not making any sense. You can't just...
Silence!
Be still and do as you're told, Fulbright. If you have nothing to hide, you shouldn't mind them having a look-see. Should you? What? Not you too, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm not sure what this is all about, but if Prosecutor Blackwell insists, it must be something important that will allow the defense to examine the lighter. Okay. Good. Now maybe we'll learn something new. I hope so. Now let's check every inch of this thing. Okay. Kan ik... Oké, wat is dit thumbprint? The back is covered with blood. Say, do you notice anything funny about this? You're right. It certainly breaks off unnaturally. Ah ja, hier zit een soort van duimding in. Supposedly the lighter was held with the right hand so that the emblem was visible. If so, the print should be around the emblem and on the lid when you open it. The emblem is the left hand. It is a left-handed lighter. You're right, there is definitely something off here. I don't see anything unusual about the top of the lid, but Detective Fulbright's words were definitely hiding something. Let's look for something that has to do with it. What he said, okay. Found, yeah, the emblem. Is that a tennis ball? So this is the Earth emblem Detective Fulbright was talking about. See anything noteworthy? Hey, look at this. The emblem is actually some kind of button. Oh. It's a gun? It's a gun. Wow, it transformed into something. A handle, a trigger. Is this what I think it is? There's no question, it seems what you have there is a gun. A what? A gun. Weet je wel, zo'n pew pew ding. A gun. So that's it. Your Honor, please recall the morning's trial when the reactor gas was on the stand. The bullet that hit the oxygen tank was extremely small, maybe a .10 caliber. This little compact gun probably takes bullets of that caliber. Looks like this is the gun that was fired at the scene. I'm flabbergasted. The lighter was a gun? So when Detective Fulbright would touch this holster? That's right. Whenever he mentioned the Earth emblem, he must have subconsciously thought about the secret behind the lighter. In other words, he knew it was a gun from the very beginning. A lighter that transforms into a gun seems like a spy gadget to me. It's not the kind of thing any ordinary person can get their hands on. In fact, I would say it's strictly in the domain of elite spies. Detective Fulbright, you will explain yourself. Yeah, come up with the explanation not yet. Hahaha, there's nothing for me to explain. I didn't know the lighter could transform. I mean, it was found in the Space Museum, and then I brought it straight in. I didn't even have time to check it out.
Objection!
Whenever you mentioned the Earth emblem, you touched your holster. You subconsciously did that because you knew it was a gun. Accuse me all you want, but where is your proof? Do you have any evidence that I knew the lighter was a gun? Not exactly. And whose prints are on it? Miss Sykes' prints. It proves that she's the culprit who fired the gun at the scene. It would appear that the detective is right. Are you guys really trying to prove your client's innocence or what? Although it pains me to do this, now that we are where we are. I have to make this following assertion coming from the prosecution side. The person who fired the gun at Director Cos was in the lounge after the incident. And the person Miss Blackwell saw holding the lighter. And the person who murdered Mr. Terran. And the person who bombed the Space Center are all the defendant Athena Sykes. The prints on the lighter are the decisive proof. No! Haha, now do you see a man on the side of justice could possibly be the culprit. And I think this about sums up Miss Sykes' part of the whole affair. The evidence certainly does seem to point to the defendant's guilt. Do you have anything to say, Prosecutor Blackwell? Evidence is everything in court. Therefore, Fulbright claims stand firm. But calm down, Apollo. He is just saying that because he has to do as prosecutor. Mr. Lawyer, our job is to pursue criminals in the name of justice. You shouldn't cast suspicion on people based on something as obvious as a habit. In fact, you have a bad habit of showing up in court with an awful case of bad hair. Laat ze het haar even eruit. Dat wordt wel geapprecieerd. Say the man who wears sunglasses at night. If it's proof you want, it's proof you get. I will prove that this lighter is not Mrs. Sykes, but yours. Sounds like you hit on something, Apollo. It's just, if the prints on the lighter are the basis for accusing Athena, I think we should reconsider the credibility of the evidence itself. You think the lighter might be forged evidence? That's right. It could all be part of Fulbright's bigger plot. Did he do anything out of the ordinary while he was off on my... Did he anything out of the ordinary while I was off on my own? I can definitely think of a few things. While he was heel behulpzaam. It is indeed... have a look at this. What's this? A lighter? Detective, you would like to run a comparison on some prints we found in the boarding lounge. Ah yes, I just happen to have compiled the print data of everyone related to this case. And I can always make another copy for myself. So it's all yours. Consider it a gift. Yes, my prints. Of Athena's prints. Iedereen is een prins. Mijn prins, zijn prins, iedereen een prins heeft hij. If you assume he's been lying a big trap for us all doing along, there's gotta be something off about this piece of evidence. What's wrong with the lighter as the piece of evidence? How the prints were left on it. The owner of the prints, where the prints are on. Ik kan het niet meer nakijken, hè. How the prints were left on it. How the prints are left on it. Ik bedoel, als zij staat met ene, hoe kan ze met de andere hand bloeding krijgen? Ik ga eerst weer een save doen, want ik heb maar 1 leven, hè. Zover I know. No, I guess it's not see anything strange about how the prince went. Okay. Nothing unusual about the angle of the prince or how they have patched in place. But there's got to be something off about the place of the evidence. What's wrong with the lighter of a piece of end? Ja, de owner is sowieso, ik bedoel... Are they really Athena's fingerprints? They definitely matched her print data. But what about the data itself? Detective Fulbright, you were the one who provided us with the lighter and print data. Isn't that correct? Oh, we're up. Hey, Fanatic, hoe is ie? Hier gaat alles goed, zeker goed. Let me give you a shout-out. We zijn lekker weer een mysterie aan het oplossen. De final mysterie waarschijnlijk. Maar hier gaat alles goed. Waarom is mijn Fanatic Gamer? Hier is een kleine shout-out. Hier gaat alles goed. Gelukkig. Yes. We waren gisteravond al met deze game verder. Normaal ging ik WoW doen. Maar aangezien we zo dicht bij het einde zijn, dacht ik van... No, we're gonna finish this. We're gonna finish this. Dus dat is wel altijd leuk. Dus dat is echt wel fijn. Dus wij hebben onze theorie is... He is a super spy. De lead spy. Hij heeft dubbele moord gepleegd. En 7 jaar geleden een moord gepleegd. Hij probeert op te schuiven naar onze collega. En wij gaan het innocent en hem pinnen. Blijft ook een leuk spel, sowieso. Phoenix Wright blijft gewoon leuke spellen. Ik hoop dat ze in de toekomst nog Phoenix Wright games gaan releasen. Ik hoop het echt. Ik mis het al eigenlijk. Het is wel even geleden dat ze nog een gereleased hebben. Hetzelfde als met Professor Layton. Ik vond de crossover echt zo leuk, hè. Maar ja, het blijft inderdaad een heel leuk spel. Ik weet niet of je ooit de serie ook hebt gezien. Er is ook een cartoon-serie over Phoenix Wright. Echt superleuk. Eigenlijk zijn dat de eerste game, de trilogie game-series afleveringen in cartoon gegoten. Echt superleuk. Echt een aanrader om te kijken. Volgens mij kun je ze op YouTube wel vinden. Yes, what about it? The same as size prints match prints data. But I have to wonder, was the data you used official? Mr. White, are you suggesting that the evidence might have been fabricated? Oh, yes. Yep. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Vond ik echt wel een leuke. Vooral omdat dat ook zo met heksen en ridders en zo waren. Dus dat was wel echt leuk gedaan. Die heb ik eigenlijk alles op... Laat me eens even nakijken. Ja, ik ga even mijn craft even openen. Even nakijken. Volgens mij heb ik die al op stream gespeeld, hè. Ja, nou, er is een update. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney, 3DS. Yes, I already played that one. Altijd leuk. Altijd leuk. En ik zie net dat je reclame gaat hebben, tenzij je misschien een adblock hebt. Ik weet niet. Ik krijg net zo'n pop-up van reclameonderbreking. Misschien moet je wel een beetje een soort van apart zetten, omdat het... een aparte is. Daar is die. Daar is die, de reclameblok. Even mijn neus sluiten dan. En normaal moet je nu terug zijn voor de reclame. Dus welkom terug. Ben ik weer. Ja, dat is wel leuk dat ze dat erin hebben gegooid. Dus ik kan zien wanneer ik reclame heb. Maar inderdaad, ik heb professor daar fout geschreven. Professor Layton versus Phoenix Wright. Het is Ace Attorney al gespeeld op stream. Ze hebben Professor Layton en de Miracle Mask. En Professor Layton en de Azrael Legacy. En nu zijn we Phoenix Wright Dual Destiny bezig. Dus ja, het blijft wel leuk. Het zijn echt hele leuke games. En welcome back natuurlijk. Let's continue. I guess there's only one way to find out. Let's re-examine the prints. Using the official sanctioned print data of people involved in this case. What? You dare insult the epitome of justice and integrity? There's no need for such antics.
Silence.
Oh, jawel. Your Honor, I lend my voice to the defense request. You must allow the test to be rerun. Very well then. Bayleaf? Ik vind het zo leuk wanneer die vogel op zijn kop gaat zitten. Ah, het appears dat de official data is here. And the results? It's just as the defense claims. This proves that the prints on the lighter do not belong to the defendant. Yes. The fingerprints actually belong to the victim, Miss Clay Taryn. Lighter updates to the court records. There were Clay's fingerprints on the lighter. Ah, I see. Come to think of it, what did you, Fulbright, who collected the victim's prints? I personally removed his glove during the investigation. We had to get his fingerprints to confirm his identity after all. When you took the deceased's fingerprints, you could have easily planted his prints on the lighter with his blood, after which you wiped the blood off his hand. By your own admission, you were also the one who compiled the phony print data. I'll put the blame on Miss Sykes. Ooh, we got him. This ploy must have been to distract us from the Phantom who was behind everything. You were out to create the impression that the Phantom wasn't the true culprit. So does that mean Detective Fulbright really is the Phantom? Oh yeah, remember the killer's escape route? Oh, zo zijn we ook weer van die Enter 100% kijken. Woe! Kijk, dat is iets. 7 maandjes al. Vliegt de tijd toch al.
Zo zijn we ook van de ad af. 100% Ilse kijken.
Ik vind dat zo grappig hoe die mijn naam zegt. Dat vind ik wel leuk eigenlijk. Ilse kijken. Nee, maar dankjewel voor de resub. Ik zou zeggen, geniet van de Fox emojis en spam zo in elke chat die je tegenkomt. Dat is altijd leuk om overal springende foxjes te spammen. Dus dat maakt echt leuk. Maar echt waar, dankjewel, dankjewel. No ordinary person would have been fearless enough to attempt it. Nobody but the Phantom, the man with no emotions, could have done it. Detective Fulbright, you were the only one who could have used the escape route. Fulbright, are you really the Phantom? Answer me. Or so help me, I will splash you to tiny shivers where you stand. Alright, I will talk. I confess. I am not the Phantom.
Silence.
It's all over. Now be a man and admit it already. But I'm not a spy. I'm an undercover investigator. I've actually been after the Phantom myself. An undercover investigator? That sounds less than wholesome to me. Uh-oh. A person who hides his identity and secretly investigates in order to uncover information. That's what you really are, Fulbright? That's right. I was working to track down the Phantom, but sadly, even though I was supposed to catch the spy ended up catching me. He took my family hostage and forced me to cooperate with him. What?
Objection!
Well, that is a turn of events. You're telling us this now? But what if you're saying is true, then who was the mysterious person Miss Blackwell and Mr. Starbuck saw? It was the Phantom, I tell you. All I did was help him by having that emergency letter lowered for him.
Objection!
I don't believe you. Then how do you explain the fabricated lighter? That was also one of the Phantom's demands. Being the detective in charge of the case, It was easy for me to fabricate evidence. Phooey, stouted detective. Pinning the crime on Athena's size was just another one of the Phantom's orders. And you expect me to buy that? Fulbright, what was the Phantom's ultimate objective? I was told it was to sabotage the rocket launch. Someone who didn't want the launch to happen must have given him the order. Actually, I have to apologize to you too. The Phantom told me to get close to you. He ordered me to get back to the psych profile you have on him. So he sent a buzzard of his own to tell me this past year. Did he? I haven't been a champion of justice. I've just been a pawn of evil. A pawn of the Phantom who stole the moonwalk and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. He was top secret informant for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believe I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why? I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Ja, dus heel weinig video en heel veel tekst. Ik vind het jammer dat er eigenlijk... Want ze hebben voices. Ik bedoel, in de video's hebben de character voices. Dus ik vind het jammer dat er niet veel voice acting in zit eigenlijk. Ik wou dat er meer voice acting in deze games was. With the ceiling blown off, I suppose you are vulnerable to a sniper shot in this courtroom. Just 2 seconds ago, Fulbright was threatening Athena like a criminal. Does he really think he's going to lie his way out of it now? But on the surface, everything does seem to make sense. This could be bad, Mr. Wright, if we can't find a flaw in his logic. That's right, after we have come all this way, we can't let Fulbright wiggle free now. There, I finally told the truth. Now, I hope you see how foolish it was to think I was the Phantom. Maar zo kon je het wel in de nacht spelen zonder dat iemand je hoorde. Want alles is een tekst. Je kunt ook beide doen. Ik bedoel, tekst met voice acting. Dat gaat ook, hè. Ik bedoel... Dat doen heel veel games eigenlijk wel, dus ja. En in de nacht spelen... Nou, mijn ouders werkten toch nooit iets, dus... En ik heb ook oortjes, hè. Er zitten een paar bedraden oortjes in. Nu, dat deed ik kei vaak in mijn auto, maar mijn ouders hadden het niet raar dat ik gewoon DS speelde. Die hadden direct oortjes voor mij gekocht, zodat ik hun niet stoorde met het geluid van de DS, dus daarmee. You're an intelligent man, Prosecutor Blackwell. You believe me, right? Nope. I believe you. I don't think you're the Phantom. What? Ja, inderdaad, wat? How can you say that, Prosecutor Blackwell? It's obvious he is the Phantom.
Silence.
Evidence is everything, right, Dono? And you must admit there's no clear evidence that Fulbright is the Phantom. Come up. Yes, as I recall, the only solid proof we have seen up to this point is the fact that Detective Fulbright fabricated evidence. But... I have known Fulbright here for a year now. And all this time he has been quite intent on rehabilitating me. I don't believe his efforts were a lie. Prosecutor Blackwell. This fool truly thought he could reform a death row inmate like me. He went so out of his way in his efforts for me, he actually became quite a nuisance, really. Prosecutor Blackwell, you believe me? Please tell me Prosecutor Blackwell hasn't really been taken by this big phony. However, even if it was against your will, you still acted as a Phantom's accomplice. You will have to pay the price for that. Throw yourself at my mercy and don't you ever betray me again. Have you got that? Yes. Thank you. Oh, thank you. Oh, zelfs de judge wordt er zelfs een beetje tranerig van. Such a bond of trust in a rare and beautiful thing. In any case, it looks like everything has been resolved. I can now hand down a not guilty verdict with confidence. Ha 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 ha. Very good. I'm very glad to hear it. It's all over. Everything's been cleared up, and Miss Sykes will go free as well. But, nu komt het nog. Wie is the real culprit nu? Mr. Wright, we can't let the trial end here. If we do, the Phantom, the man who killed Clay, will get away. I know, but... what do? I don't have any proof that Detective Fulbright is the Phantom. Is this it? Is he going to get away just like that? No. If you will excuse me, my next investigation awaits. And with that... I'm off. Ah, dat is niet meer een Justice We Trust. It's just, I'm off. Okay. Hold it. Hold it. Oh yeah, Athena is going to... the defense... No, wait. Not the defense. The defendant feels it's not time for a verdict yet. I would like to see this trial continue. What? But I was just about to declare you innocent of all charges. It just doesn't feel right to be standing here. Hey, Apollo, think you could scooch over? She's like, move aside! Athena, what are you doing? Hope we don't get held in contempt of court. I have some questions for you, Detective Fulbright. Are you relieved that you are no longer under suspicion of being the Phantom? Are you grateful to Prosecutor Blackwell for what he's done for you? Oeh, zij gaat luisteren naar zijn hart. Of course I am. And I'm truly grateful for the bottom, from the bottom of my heart. Athena, where are you going with these questions? I have yet to hear a single emotion behind any of Detective Fulbright's words, boss. The suspicion against him has been cleared up, but he's not feeling happy at all. What does that mean? He may not have any evidence, but the heart doesn't lie. That's it. With your special ability, we just might be able to stop him. Your Honor, the detective has been deeply traumatized by our accusation. Yes, well, even before all this, I thought he was a rather odd fellow. If he doesn't get counseling right away, who knows what might happen to him? Prosecutor Blackwell, can you believe the nonsense the defense is spouting? He's going with me. Fulbright, I think you better have that counseling. Not you too. You've been making bad remarks ever since you were accused of being the Phantom. Such as you're an undercover investigator and your family has been taken hostage. I fear you might have finally lost it. But I have thought you believed me.
Silence.
Oh, hi. How you amuse me so. What's going on here? That was an excellent bit of psychological manipulation just now, Simon. I knew you would catch on, Athena. Huh? Mind filling me in here? Haha, guess we left you in the dust, huh, Mr. Wright? Simon was only pretending to believe Detective Wright, because he knew I would notice if there was a lack of emotion, like joy or relief, in his response. So he gave me the chance to take a listen. And listen I did to the voice of Detective Fulbright's heart. What? You two were working together just now? Come on, Athena. Show us what's inside Fulbright's heart. You got it. Time to check the instant replay. Bridget? More me? Let's do this! Thank you for believing in me, Prosecutor Blackwell. I'm an undercover investigator, but Phantom was, fooling me. He stole the moonwalk and killed Dr. Sykes 7 years ago. I'm a bad person for cooperating with such a man. But he took my family hostage. What else could I do? There was no emotion at all. Even with all this over-the-top passion and gesture, he's regressed no emotion at all. And just like I thought, and right in line with the Phantom's psych profile. Detective Fulbright, this lack of emotion proves you're the Phantom. Uh-oh. Hey, what's going on? He's hier iets aan het doen met mijn widget. Dude, wait, hold it. What do you think you're doing, detective? Me? I'm not doing anything. He's trying to hack into my Mood Matrix program. I can't do anything with it like this. Simon? Ah! Fancy device you have there. But I will tolerate no cheating, thank you. Hahaha, sorry about that. As an undercover agent, I tend to use my secret arsenal without even thinking. More like as a spy. Thanks, Prosecutor Blackwell. There, now that you can't hack me anymore, I dare you to try to hide your lack of emotions from us. Hahaha, lack of emotion? What are you talking about? Of course I have feelings. As a matter of fact, you wounded me very deeply with that accusation. What's going on? All of a sudden, I'm getting overwhelming happy reading, huh? But he's literally crying us a river over there. Oops, my mistake. How about this? Ah! Yikes, now his anger all over a sudden. What he's trying to pull. Like I don't like as not, I would appear or vent is not completed without emotion. It's just as it says in Dr. Sykes' profile of the Phantom. The subject has a unique psychological makeup with almost no emotional fluctuation. Oh, I get it. So he has some emotions, right? Precisely, which leads me to wonder why you can't sense any emotions from him at all. I believe it's most likely because he is controlling his emotions. Very good, Prosecutor Blackwell. You are correct. It's the result of my daily training. A very important skill for us undercover investigators, you know? More like for us spies. Seriously? But I wonder why he suddenly showed several strong emotions. Wait a minute, I think I know. I sense there's a feeling you're trying to hide with your exaggerated emotions, detective. Haha, a feeling I'm trying to hide? That's a good one. You're the one who have been saying I'm the Phantom because I don't have any emotions. I was just trying to show you the range of deep emotions I truly possess. And you have no objection to me analyzing you, right? No, analyze away. But I will state again, I'm not the Phantom. And be forewarned that your analysis will have no effect. Because you're about to see what an undercover agent can really do. Okay. Me, the Phantom, no way. Oh, ze gaan allemaal. Wacht, hij wordt niet boos hier. Wel. Maar zijn boosheid is niet zo sterk. We onthouden dat. No, dare you accuse me of being someone who would kill over the moon rocket? So glad this whole misunderstanding is cleared up. Nou, oké. Wacht even. Wel. Laten we eens kijken wat de team daar zegt. How are we supposed to pick out what's unnatural from this mess? I don't know what he can do, but this either. This must be his defense against your ability. So, you think this is what you mean? What he mean by what he's really capable of? I would hate to know what's going on inside that guy's head. Well, we know he's hiding something, and that he feels threatened by Athena. Being only human has true feelings, an emotion he can't completely cancel. Must be hidden somewhere in his testimony. Deze ging niet tot super nu. Nee, ik ging wel tot super net. Deze blijft aan. Deze springen uit. Except for happy. Ja, uit. Kijk wat de emojis is aan de andere tekst. Ik denk... Nee, hier is hij weer. Hier blijft hij... Kijk, dit blijft. De rest is gewoon going haywire, maar dit blijft stabiel. Oh, I'm good. I'm good, jong. Kijk, wat zijn emojis aan... anders is... Waar is... Als de tekst... Ja, het is daar. We hebben daar een constant emoji. De rest ging gewoon haywire. I found it. I found the one emoji you're truly feeling. What? Hidden in the middle of the chaos storm, I saw one emotion that never disappeared. When you talked about the moonwalk, you felt a fear that wouldn't fade. Fear, huh? A fear that a man with hardly any emotions feels, huh? And it was a response to the moonwalk. Detective Fulbright, I presume you feel fear considering the moonwalk because you failed to steal it. You failed to steal it, I think. You tried but failed to steal the moonwalk. The stain on your career as a spy has left you feeling afraid. But the moonwalk did indeed disappear from the laboratory. And I would hardly think the person who feels so little would feel fear over a thing like that. Everyone jump on the Phoenix hype train al het... Don't everyone jump on the Phoenix hype train al het want. Nou, ik was aan het denken met veel omdat haar juweel... The stone was cut from a real moonwalk. Dus... Didn't the topic of what spy might fear the most come up? No discussion earlier. Oké, waarschijnlijk dan een andere. You failed. You lost it? Did he lost it? You lost the precious moonwalk you went so much trouble to get, didn't you? And that frustration has turned into fear in your heart. Nope. Oh, it's so frustrating. I can't stand it. Ha ha ha. Het is de eerste, dus blijkbaar. Is dat een nieuw hype train? Ja, blijkbaar de Phoenix White hype train. Ja, een soort van nieuwe hype train. Waar is het bij hype? Ik heb geen hype train, maar ik weet wel iemand anders die een hype train emoji heeft. Waar is die? Oh, ben ik al niet meer sub bij hem? Hij heeft ook al lang niet meer gestreamd, nu ik eraan denk. Oh, goddammit. Ik zie mijn hype train emoji niet wat ik van iemand anders heb. Goddammit. Maar ja, dat is een andere. Tjoe, tjoe. Wel, ze zijn niet allemaal hyped daarmee. Het is misschien ook wel een leuk idee, zo'n emoji. Ja, hij heeft daar zo'n bewegende emoji waar hij zo'n trein zet met hype. Hype train. Misschien moet ik dat ook eens kijken of ik dat met een vosje of zo kan doen. Dat is misschien wel inderdaad een leuk idee. Maar ik heb geen emoji slots meer over. Dus, we all know what to do to get emoji slots. I'm not so sure a man could make that 20-foot leap. Would feel fear about that. Yeah, I guess you're right. Oké, het was de laatste, dus... ik ben heel slecht met spice, dus your identity will be revealed. Of course, that's it. Enough, Fulbright. Just tell us the Phantom's true identity. I don't know. He was very careful to hide it. Ik ben al sub. Ja, I know. I know. Maar ja, ik kan het maar gewoon zeggen, hè, voor zo de dingen te zeggen. Want ik bedoel, ze is niet verplicht om te subben. Maar ik heb inderdaad, denk ik, nu momenteel geen... Maar ik zal eens nakijken. Misschien heb ik... Ik heb wel slots van de andere tiers. Maar ik vind dat zo stom om mensen te verplichten andere tiers te doen voor emojis. Oh, wacht. Ik heb 1 emoji-slot over, zie ik net. Ik heb 1 over. Ja, aanmoedigen. Voilà. Ik ben gewoon aan het aanmoedigen. Ik heb nog 1 over. Dus ik kan kijken. Ik heb alleen geen Photoshop meer. Dus ik moet gaan kijken hoe ik dat voor elkaar ga krijgen. Nu, want ik deed altijd mijn emojis maken in Photoshop. Dus... Maar ja, we can do that. Ik heb nog wel heel veel geanimeerde slots over. Maar blijkbaar heb ik een slot over. Nice. I didn't know. Dat is zelfs leuker, ja. Nog eens, ik heb niks van de bouwstuff meer. Hè. Ik heb... Al die programma's zijn weg. Al die programma's die ik had zijn weg. Dus ja. En aangezien ik niet de officiële had... kan ik niet echt terug downloaden. Dus, nee, maar ik zou wel zelf... Ik wil niemand anders laten, maar ik wil dat zelf doen. Ik bedoel... Dit is mijn kanaal en ik wil dat zelf doen. Ik kan zelf stuff ineensteken. Ik heb dat geleerd op school, dus ik ga dat niet aan iemand anders geven. Tenzij ik dat eigenlijk aan iemand gun. Maar tot nu toe heb ik alles zelf ook gemaakt, dus ja. Ik zorg wel dat ik dat voor elkaar krijg voor een of andere manier. Maar ik vind dat zo stom om dan uit handen te geven voor iemand. Ik bedoel, ik kan het zelf ook. Why let somebody else do it if you can do it yourself? He is a top secret informant for all kinds of corporations and countries. So there's a number of organizations that want him dead. If people believe I was the Phantom, I could be killed on the spot. Why? I bet even now. There are assassins lurking nearby. This case is about the Phantom after all. Detective Fulbright, I think I know why you would feel afraid. You are afraid that the moonwalk will somehow reveal your identity. If his identity were revealed, he would be killed immediately. That's certainly enough to make even the Phantom feel afraid. Me? Afraid? I don't know what you're talking about. So there really is something about the moonwalk that would reveal his identity. Apparently so. Wait a minute, maybe the Phantom didn't so much steal the moonwalk, but more like he had to take it with him. Because there was something in it that would reveal his true identity. Uh-oh. Hey! Hold it. Terugkomen jij. Terug. Where do you think you're going? Me? I'm not going anywhere. Is it just me, or was he going to use that weird watch thing to try to get away? Aanblijf vrijblijvend mocht je het nodig hebben zijn. Ja, en ook moest ik echt iemand zoeken. Ik kan ook zelf zoeken in de zin van... Ik heb game design gedaan, ja. En ik had lessen samen met concept artists. Dus ik heb heel mijn Discord zelf vol met letterlijk concept artists die iets in elkaar kunnen steken. Ik heb letterlijk namen genoeg waar Mie kan vragen van hey, kun je iets maken voor mij? Ik heb letterlijk de oude school Discord denk ik hier nog op staan. Eens kijken. Ik sta hier denk ja, hier is die Sintra Creatives. Dus ik heb hier letterlijk een hele lijst met concept artists. Dus ja. Ik vind het wel stuff hoor. Don't you worry. Maar ik wil het eerst zelf wel proberen. Ik bedoel, dit is mijn kanaal. En zoals ik zei, ik heb alle anderen ook zelf gemaakt. Dus, why not? How many more of those stories does he have? And where can I get myself some? Yeah, I could have so much. Detective Fulbright, you will answer honestly to Discord right now. Why do you feel fear in connection with the moonwalk? Justice we trust. No emotions, Mr. Lawyer. Evidence is everything. I'm the Phantom because I'm afraid. Don't make me laugh. Ow! And what was that just about? But all human beings have hearts and experience emotions. Sometimes analyzing a case from the psychological perspective is the best way to find the truth. Blackwell? Hij is mij aan het bedreigen. En hij begint een wapen naar mij te zwaaien. Ik denk dat jij even een beetje moet opstaan aan je bench even. It's all just a waste of time. All your efforts and analysis serve no purpose. And now, in this dark age of the law, nobody will believe you claim that it's effective. In an era when evidence is fabricated, do you truly expect feelings to be accepted as proof? And where exactly is your proof that I fear the moonwalk anyway? Well, I admit I don't have any conventional proof, but I still say that examining a person's heart has its merits. Oh, really? Then why don't you listen carefully with those special ears of yours? Listen to the voice of the hearts of the people in the gallery. All I hear is distrust. As you can see, the people are on my side, because all I see is a strange little girl using a weird little machine. But it's not like I use analytical psychology to falsely accuse people. He's got Athena doubting herself. Go for Miss Wright. Miss Sykes' analytic psychology has breathed new life into the court. It has fed the hearts of many witnesses and has been key in getting on to the truth. What nonsense! Your Honor, the defense claim is a false one. I don't feel any kind of fear when it comes to the moonwalk. I see. Very well, I will give you the opinion of this court. In the trial, I don't feel that a person's emotions are quite as compelling as actual evidences. But Your Honor... There, you see, nobody believes you and your trumped up charges. However, I do believe Miss Sykes' analysis can contribute to make the truth clear. I have seen her do this firsthand several times already. Surely you jest. So, does this mean you will accept my findings in the trial, Your Honor? Yes, I believe you claim, Miss Sykes. I think there is a merit in examining why the witness feels fear in regard to the moonwalk. That is the court's opinion on the matter. And that's a win for me. No, a win for analytical psychology. Now, Mr. Phantom, you will tell the court the reason for your fear. Analytical psychology. My fears? Fine. I will show you precisely why those abstract things can be considered evidence. Ha. Okay. New testimony. I felt fear when I thought about the moonwalk because it reminds me of the Phantom. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moonwalk? None at all. The very fact that I'm afraid of the moonwalk means I'm not him. In fact, I'm on the side of justice. Okay, and there you have it. Now, do you see why I'm afraid of the moonwalk? Sure, you sound convincing enough. But so does any two-bit con artist. That's all meaningless in the absence of evidence. Niet doen. Ik zie jou met je watch weer. Oh, hij slaat gewoon terug. Sowieso. The Phantom is like the mist. No flesh, no bones. My sword alone cannot cut it. Why don't you? He's hinting to you, Phoenix. Do what? With your deductive reasoning and the body of evidence before us, let us send this miserable phantom fellow to the other world together. You and I, Prosecutor Blackwell. We have a duty to bring the phantom down and restore the people's faith in the courts. Indeed, by covering for Athena, I allow the phantom to escape. And as a prosecutor, I gave birth to the people's mistrust with my murder conviction. I bear part of the responsibility as well for being suspected of forging evidence and losing my Eternity's badge as a result. The two of us and the Phantom were there at the beginning of the dark age of the law. And then it is also our burden to cut away the fool spectre who created what created, is it not? Until all that remains in the righteousness of the court and the fate of the people. Ha 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 ha! Trust? Understanding? Ha! Fragile ideals of the masses who are controlled by emotion. Humans can truly trust each other, which is exactly why the illusion of trust is so enticing.
Objection!
Once two people overcome their misgivings, that's where real trust is to be found. You're free to believe what you want, but trust like that is stronger than you and your lies always. Cross-examination, let's go. Oké, haal de foto eruit. My fear for the moonwalk. I felt fear when I'm safe for the zekerheden. I'm not feeling safe with this. I felt fear when I thought about the moonwalk because it reminded me of the Phantom. It only reminded you of the Phantom? Don't make me laugh. You are the Phantom. Evidence is everything in a court of law. Or did you forget? It was forced to testify over a silly thing like feelings. But those tactics won't work from here on out. We need real evidence. I hate to admit it, but he's right. Yes, I'm very afraid of him because he took my family hostage. Your family? Like, who in your family specifically? I don't know. Like, maybe my lover, for example? For example, maybe. We need a more concrete answer than that. Maybe my mother, my son, or my daughter. Maybe it was all of them. I'm so sad and worried. I miss them so much. He's obviously lying. Look how upset I am. It is no wonder I followed the Phantom's orders. No wonder, sorry. What reason would the Phantom have to be afraid of the moonwalk? None at all.
Hold it!
We can't think of the single reason that the Phantom might be afraid of the walk. I thought the Phantom wasn't even supposed to have any feelings. How can someone like me, with my wealth of emotion, be expected to understand the guy? Phantom, a person with very few emotions, would only be afraid of something really big, like his cover getting blown big. I'm willing to bet that the moonwalk has something to do with his identity, but what? Maybe the Phantom's fingerprints are on the walk. The fingerprints can be wiped off. And maybe he wanted to walk so bad. He literally drooled on it and left his DNA. We're dealing with a spy here, Athena, not a slob. True. But maybe the DNA part isn't too far off, huh? Something unexpected happened to him during the incident 7 years ago. He was attacked by Athena. There. I just know I have something that can show why the Phantom is afraid of the moonwalk. I'll just continue with my testimony while you're pondering, then, if you don't mind. So the very fact that I'm afraid of the moonwalk means I'm not him.
Hold it!
And how afraid are you exactly? I'm so scared I start to shake even when I see the moon in the sky. Do you shake when you see Miss Sykes' earring? Well, to be honest, since the very first time I met Miss Sykes, I felt more than a little frightened of her. I guess some people just inspire that much fear in others. Mr. Wright, you were thinking something mean-spirited and rude, weren't you? Of course not! Most people mind reading the fences. Now, do you understand? Funny fact that I'm afraid of the moonwalk proves that. Character, I'm on the side of justice.
Hold it!
After all that you have done, how dare you speak the word justice? And justice we trust. I will say it as much as I want and with absolute confidence. Whatever I say is just what's how it's worked in the dark age of the law. You won't get the best of me with that twisted argument of his. I'll find a way to get him right where I want him. Detective Wright, or rather the Phantom, feels fear in regard to moonwalk. It probably has something to do with being afraid that his true identity will be revealed, right? So that's why the Phantom had to take the moonwalk with him 7 years ago. In that case, if he had something to show the real cause of Wright's fear, we just might be able to expose his true identity. Okay. Hier moet ik denk ik bij zitten en ik moet iets presenten. De Hope Capsule? Ik bedoel, de Hope Capsule was 7 jaar geleden in de Room of Dingen. Hij was gewond geraakt met bloed. En ik bedoel, zijn bloed kan op de rook zitten. Hope Capsule. I'm not sure.
Objection!
Nope, it's not the Hope Capsule. It's we're lost alive en we gaan terug naar de laatste save en dat was het begin van de dingen. Post-examination. Okay, as far as we can go. This is time appears you can prove that this is the Phantom. All we can do is look forward to see what the prosecution can dig up in the future. After that, the Phantom vanished completely. The cases remained unsolved and we were never able to uncover the truth. As the days passed, the dark age of the law only grew darker and darker. Try again. Maar nu hebben we weer een full health bar. Dus dat is wel fijn. Oké, full health bar, let's go. What else do we have? Ja, de knife vol bloed. De knife waarin mee bloed is?
Objection!
De knife. Oké, ik moest de knife presenten. Detective Fulbright, I assume you know what this is. Of course. It's the knife the Phantom used to kill Clay Terran. That's right, and the exact same type of knife Miss Sykes used 7 years ago when she stabbed the Phantom's hand. Yes, that was discussed earlier, as I recall. He dodged at first, so I only got his clothes, but I tried again. And this time you got him, didn't you? I did. I remember it clearly now. A knife went into the back of his hand. Miss Sykes then stated that she remembered the culprit bleeding. It's my theory that the culprit's blood got on the moonwalk, and he was afraid that if the blood was analyzed, his true identity would be revealed. That explains why the Phantom had to remove the moonwalk from the crime scene. You mean, if you ran analysts now, you would know who the Phantom is? Ahaha. Yes, I suppose so, but unfortunately the moonwalk in question is missing. That may be so, but I can explain what happened to it in great detail. You can? Of course. Not. You don't actually expect us to believe that, do you? Because you don't fool me. What this court needs is a bully-free zone. Ah, the infamous sword of the Brawling Bluff. Its edge is without compare. Come now, radiant with me and show us you will finally it cuts. Your Honor, this is an outrage. Oh, I mean, this is an outrage! Huh? Go on, I don't know. Let's start with something that has been bothering me for a while. Now, the culprit supposedly removed the moonwalk from the lab. But in this video of him, it's nowhere to be seen. Oh, you're right. But there's something to consider. What if the Phantom hid the moonwalk somewhere at the scene of the crime? Good thinking, boss. Security was super tight at the Space Center back then. All that I spied for the Space Center having very strict security in those days. All personal effects were examined throughout coming or going. You cannot even smuggle a battered old leaf through those checkpoints. Does this mean that the moonwalk is still somewhere in the Space Center? In the name of justice, I proclaim that's impossible. And why is that? The Space Center was searched from top to bottom, especially the lab, but the moonwalk never found. How could I forget about that? A sad but true fact, we still haven't a guess on how it was done, but the Phantom made the moonwalk vanish into the eye. There's no way it just disappeared. Logic and evidence tells us otherwise. The Phantom didn't have the moonwalk on him when he left the lab. Yet, although the police search didn't turn up anything, and it never turned up in the 7 years after that either. The Phantom made the rock disappear without physically removing it himself. But how? There must have been a way. Wel, ik heb al een theorie in mijn hoofd. Think Phoenix stink. How did the moonrock vanish from the robotics lab? It didn't. It didn't. So can you not show what happened to the moonwalk, Mr. Wright? Yes, I can. Your Honor. What? Oops, sorry. I mean, what? In that case, I will have your answer, Mr. White. How did the Phantom make the moonwalk disappear from the crime scene? Well, door deze hope capsule.
Take that!
That's the hope capsule, right? The one that went up with the head one rocket. He couldn't carry the rock out, and he couldn't leave it in the center to be found either. So that was only one safe place to stash it. The hope capsule that was there in the lab that day. Yes. And the team must have leaded it into the Hope space globe eventually. But if that's what happened, then the moonwalk would have been launched up into space along with the rocket. Indeed. Preposterous. It would mean that for these past 7 years the moonwalk was... Exactly. The Phantom got rid of the moonwalk in the most cosmic way he knew how. It was a space. It was out there in the depths of space. Aboard the Hope Space Probe. Wat? Oeh, we gooien het allemaal op, mijn jongens. Order in the court. I understand now. Phantom's original scheme was to sabotage the head one anyway. Philip, he used his primary objective to conveniently kill 2 birds with 1 stone. That's right, he planned for the moonwalk to be turned into cosmic dust out of space, thereby destroying the one piece of evidence that could reveal his true identity. With Miss Starbuck and the other foiled Phantom's plot. The Hope Space Probe sailed off safely on its mission and returned 7 years later. With the capsule in tow. If you analyze the plot on the moonwalk, it should make one thing crystal clear. That you were the Phantom all along, Detective Fulbright. So he killed Clay just so he could get the moonwalk back? I believe so. His original assignment may have been just to sabotage the head too, but at the same time he also had to retrieve the evidence of his crime 7 years ago. That's why he went to the boarding lounge and attacked Clay as he made his escape out of the rocket with the capsule. But in the end, it was all he could do just to escape himself, so he didn't get the capsule. Clay must have done everything he could to stop Fulbright. He probably hung on that capsule for all he was worth until his very last breath. Oh, this is so funny. You make me laugh. You really do. Boy, he's totally out of whack now. It's game over for you, Detective Fulbright. Why don't you just admit to it all now? There's nothing to admit. I'm Bobby Fulbright, undercover investigator. I tell you, I'm not a Phantom. Blood on the Rock is just another one of his schemes. A trap. No, I'm not sure what to think. I suppose if the Phantom is a spy worth his salt, a trap is not out of the question.
Objection!
But in that case, you could say nothing is a trap. Anything is a trap, sorry. Anything is a trap. That's what makes a trap a trap. I have been framed into taking the blame for the Phantom. Your Honor, I believe further investigation is in order.
Silence!
Further investigation? More like plotting your escape. But no more. I will bring you to justice myself, if I must. Here and now. I guess it's time to show you just what I'm really capable of. Die, Simon Blackwell. Wacht, you guys aren't really... What's he doing? Oh, prosecutor! Edward! It looks like I made it just in time. Edward, I have good news for you, Mr. Wright. I have uncovered some very crucial facts. Did you find something out of the Phantom's true identity? You might say that. I started by looking into the first people on the scene 7 years ago. All 3, an employee and 2 officers, were registered in the robotics recognition system. But none of them looked the least bit like Detective Fulbright. That's not good. But there's more. I've yet to share my most important finding. Mr. Wright, Prosecutor Blackwell. You would best brace yourself. Uh-oh. 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 The man you see there before you, Bobby Fulbright, is already long dead. Huh? Uh-oh. That is an interesting one. But what is that supposed to mean? An unidentified body that was found a year ago has now been proven to possess Bobby Fulbright's fingerprints. And does this mean... Yes, the man There is an imposter pretending to be Bobby Fulbright. An imposter? Then this man... Who in the world is he? Uh-oh. Enough of your trickery. If you will not reveal yourself to us, and I shall do it for you. Oh. A mask? It's a mask? What the... No! His face! Aw, look what you did to my mask. Mask? What is the meaning of this witness? Okay, you got me. Hallo, spookje. Hoe is hij? Hoe is hij, spookje? First is nog altijd niet geclaimd, hè? Hint, hint. Oh, die mensen schreeuwen buiten. Maar niet uit. Goed genoeg dat ze wel schreeuwen buiten. Met hallo, welkom bij de mysterie. Deze persoon is niet de persoon die we dachten dat het is. Hij draagt een masker. Oké, you got me. I guess I have to show you who I really am now. Show me your face. Een poster. Net wakker, dus moet nog een beetje... What? Wait, but that's... Wait, Solomon Starbuck? Net wakker, dus moet nog een beetje het beseffen. Oké, pak er lekker een kopje koffie bij, zou ik zeggen. Hey Apollo. Yep, it's me, Solomon Starbuck. Mr. Starbuck, but that can't be right. You can't really be the Phantom, can you?
Silence.
Of course not. The real Starbuck was aboard the head one, which was said to be destroyed. Aww. Yeah, this is just another mask. I mean, didn't I tell you? I'm an undercover investigator. I can change identities at will. I can be anyone I want.
Objection!
Not so fast. I have the Phantom Psych profile right here. If you compile the Psych profile on you and compare the results, I will prove that you are the Phantom. Uh-oh. Next phase. It's time for me to show you the real meaning of the phrase. The end justifies the means. That voice. These words. I do not accept such evidence here, Miss Sykes. But prosecutor means? Professor means, sorry. Mask? I will take that I want by any means necessary. No, give me that evidence. Hey, he snapped by evidence, huh? Geef dat terug. Nu. Time to take out the trash. Permanently. How could you? How do you see now how powerful the end justifies the means can be?
Silence.
How pathetic. You can't even speak without wearing another man's face. Ah, but that's the life of an undercover agent for you. My real face has no meaning or value to me at all. Or perhaps it is really the case that you don't even know who you are anymore. What must you see when you look in the mirror, Mr. Phantom? Not an awful lot, I would wager. Well, aren't you just the master of psychology in Blackwell? That's right, I don't know who I am. I'm always living as someone else for my assignments. I don't remember what my face looked like. Or even what my personality was like. My face, memories, personality, beliefs, emotions and soul. I left them all behind. I have no self. I'm no one. I am nothing but an endless abyss. What's with this guy? Is he even still human? And now we resume with your lesson, Professor Wright. Oh, I believe you made this argument earlier. If you were to analyze the blood on the moonwalk, you could prove that I am the Phantom. I believe there was blood on the moonwalk in the capsule. Now, that we know you aren't even Bobby Fulbright, your claims of the Phantom trap won't work anymore. Then why don't you bring this moonwalk in? This decisive evidence from the Hope Capsule. I think I will do just that. Get ready, because the Hope Capsule is about to seal your... The Hope Capsule was destroyed. Fudge. Het was destroyed. Labby, weet jij toevallig nog wie mij destijds een time-out gaf in jouw chat? Ik heb namelijk bijna genoeg punten. Ik weet niet meer wie jou een time-out had gegeven. Dat weet ik al niet meer eigenlijk, heel eerlijk gezegd. En ik heb geen records er meer van. Dus ja, damn it. Maar hey Gamester, hoe is hij? Let's give you a shout-out. Hoe is hij? At Games Source. Good. Volgens mij moet mijn dingen ook eindelijk level 9 zijn. Ik heb al een paar dingen binnen gehad. Ja, mijn training is verstrooid. Bondgenoten. Of nog niet. Dat ik nu level 9 headquarters heb. I'm going for it, jong. Ik ga ervoor. Maar ja, wij komen er nu dus achter. Ja, we zijn bij de laatste final case, by the way. Ik heb de volgende week nog een sollicitatiegesprek. Oeh, succes. Is dat weer zo'n beetje voor dingen te kunnen repareren? Of die heb ik er 2. Woep. Is het weer zo voor laptops en zo te repareren? Of is dat voor een andere soort functie? Het was de courtroom bombing from the other day. Nee, totaal andere wereld. Oeh, interesting. Maak een carrière switch. The capsule was there in the courtroom as evidence and was blown to smithereens. Yep. Terug, paneelbouwer. Oh, oké, interesting. Dat is wel interesting. Ik hoop dat je het tof gaat vinden en dat de sollicitatie goed gaat gaan. En dat je het tof gaat vinden. You can do it. I believe in you. You can do it. Wacht. Ik ga gewoon mijn... Dus die grote elektrakasten. Ja, ik weet dat ik bedoel. Je krijgt dit.
So just do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!
Do it! Just do it! You can do it! De capsule was de smithereens. Oh ja, dus wij zijn nu in court. We zijn in de laatste trial. And we have no moonwalk. God damn it. It looks like you have finally caught on. Full marks for the defense for effort. But what a shame your hope was lost in that courtroom explosion. So that's the real reason the courtroom was blown up. It was all for the Phantom to destroy that one piece of evidence. I can't believe it. Have you really reached a dead end after coming all this way? Has the only evidence we have from the sky really been destroyed? How dare you continue to call me the Phantom? As I've said all along, I'm just a nameless undercover agent.
Objection!
And the defense will continue to assert that you are the Phantom. Furthermore, we have proof. Or at least a prayer? I'm afraid that won't do, Mr. Wright. At least put some weight behind your swing, White Domo. I know, I'm trying! Yeah, I'm trying! Help me. Nee, heb jij je Phoenix Wright game al ondertussen uit Gamestore? Jij wordt ook met de trilogie begonnen, hè? There's only one thing that can unmask this menace, the moonwalk. But that was blown to bits in the courtroom bombing. Yet, is it really gone without a trace? What if some tiny part, some little fragment still exists? A little fragment, huh? can you see the stolen moonwalk there too? That strange black and yellow thing on the left side of the picture. Very well, Mr. Wright. Let's see your proof. What evidence? We finally proved the Phantom's identity. Earring.
Take that!
Nope, it was not good. Take a look at this. Nope, that's not good. De lane staat hier nog. Ah, come on. Letterlijk is echt geef me de hint van een tiny bit of moonwalk. Ja. En dan krijg ik letterlijk, doe ik de tiny bit of moonwalk van, alsjeblieft, tiny bit of moonwalk. Sorry, wat zei je? Hoe ben jij staan met die Phoenix Wright? Oké, want je was toch ook begonnen met de trilogie? Oké. Wacht, fragments. Oh my god, hier is gewoon Moonrock. Hier is de Moonrock gewoon. I'm an idiot. Heb ik nog niet verder gespeeld. Allee, chop, begin er eens aan. Nee, je moet dat gewoon in je eigen tijd doen. Maar, Bob. Is toch leuk? Oké, plus aan. We got it. Is it that the bomb that blew up the courtroom and the Moonrock along with it? Are you saying this will reveal the Phantom's identity? Ja, oh, dat doorbijten, joh. Doorbijten. Yes, Your Honor. Focus your attention on this photo taken after the bombing, especially Wright. There.
Take that!
Please take a look at this newspaper article. The article about the head one. Now, please note the strange black and yellow rock there on the left. That's the moonrock, and when we look at the photo of the bomb fragments, that's the moonrock. See how there's a rock-like object with the same coloration. Oh my, yes, I see it. It would seem that the moonrock was much more durable than the Phantom thought. If you take a look at this, look at all the fragments that the police found, I would likely find one with blood. And DNA testing on that blood will prove that the witness is indeed the Phantom. Unbelievable. Plus, over een paar dagen komt een nieuwe game uit op de PS5 die interessant leek. Oeh, welke game? Welke game? Ja, over 2 dagen komt ook een game van mij uit, als ik goed herinner. Die ene waar ik het over had, waar jij het nog over, waar we het over hadden. Dragon's Dogma. Dragon's Dogma. Welke game komt er nog uit op de PS5? Wise of the... Oeh, die wil ik even opzoeken. Op Ctrl-C. Nou maar, als je niet op kopieer via rechtermuisknop. Eens kijken. Ctrl-V. Serieus dat je dat niet wilt copy-pasten. Oké, dan typ ik het wel. Wise. Hey, Sugarbeat, hoe is ie? Dit is zo'n goede act. Yep, we are at the end. Hoe is ie? Kan je zo ook een shout-outje geven? Ik ga eerst even... Oké, dat ziet er ook wel... Qua foto's ziet het er al heel interessant uit. Oh, dat is ook weer met samurai stuff en zo. Daar ben jij wel heel erg voor, hè, games. Het lijkt me inderdaad wel een game voor jou. Inderdaad. Yes, een nieuwe Samurai Adventure. Die deed me denken aan Ghost of... Ja, eigenlijk laat me dat ook wel aan denken als ik zo kijk. Ik ga eerst Sugarbeat. Even een... Sugarbeat. Voilà. Ik ben super fan van alle... Yes, me too. Me too. Me too. Ik heb ze allemaal gespeeld, zover ik weet. Merci, no problem, no problem. Je moet ook nog eens live gaan, jong. Ik heb je al even niet meer live gezien. Hoezo? Wat hoezo, spookje? Wat heb ik nu weer gemist? Hoezo? Maar zeker krijgt zij een shout-out. Oké, ik zal weer verder gaan. ga lab met Phoenix. Ik ben nu bezig met Great Ace Attorney 2. Oeh, nice. Die maakt maar eerst je Like a Dragon maar af, game. Want daar ben je echt helemaal in. Dus kijk, die swagger die moet echt zo'n... She is de mystery gebied. Dus hij moet echt gewoon nog eens streamen. Ik zou zeggen, als ik die nog niet volgen, volg haar even. Echt super leuk. Laat me rust, jong! Een moespo. Wist je dat Spookje zijn eigen emoji hier in mijn chat? Ik heb een speciaal voor hem een spookjes emoji gemaakt. Het glitch zelfs. Kijk, we hebben een spookje in de emojis. Oeh, nice. Nice. Omdat je het zei, ik heb de volg. Nice. Goed zo, Games. Goed zo. Goed zo. Ik ben trots op je. Sterretje voor jou. Dikke duim voor jou. Goed gedaan, Games. Nee, maar wat ga je dan doen, Shelby? Ga je weer een Power Wash Simulation doen? Ik moet trouwens er dingen... Er waren weer DLC's uitgekomen. Van... Warhammer. Die wil ik ook even proberen. Yay! Iemand is trots op mij! Woe! Zeker. Zeker zijn we trots op jou. Zeker. En wij moeten ook nog eens een horror game doen, hè, Games. Ik vind dat wij nog eens een Dark Pictures moeten gaan doen. Dan ben ik heel trots op jou. Yes! Ja, ga je nog eens een Power Wash doen? Ik moet ook nog eens de allernieuwste moet ik nog doen, de DLC. Dus ik ben wel heel benieuwd naar die. Ja, Spookje heeft de first geclaimd. Spookje is de best. Het is toch weer een dikke first. Ja, echt hè, Spookje. Je hebt weer de dikke first geclaimd. Spookje gaat echt voor die first dingetjes. Hè. Ik moet echt zo'n scorebord maken. Spookje valt echt zo'n paar streepjes erin staan. Van de first. Candy. Eens kijken welke candy we gaan pakken. We gaan gewoon de bovenste pakken. Dat is een Twix. Ik moet meer candies gaan halen, denk ik weer. Oh, mijn Twix heeft een gat. Dus er is een gat in de Twix. Letterlijk, er zit een gat in mijn Twix. Dat is echt zo grappig. Ik doe die open. Maar, zit daaronder echt gewoon een gat. Allee, Spookje op jouw gezondheid. Zo lekker. Dank je voor het snoepje, Spookje. Dankjewel. Oké. Let's continue. But that's impossible. A surprise to be sure. That's one bloody Turk rock. Let us have the fragments tested straight away. You're welcome. Oh, and you will have the DNA test too, right? Bailiff, contact the police department immediately and order the testing. Oké, wat zijn de results? Prosecutor Blackwell, what do the test results show? There was a rock fragment that had blood on it, appeared to be several years old. DNA testing revealed... Well, I'm sure you know full well what it revealed. The tag confirmed it was the witness' blood, didn't they? There's no use in trying to talk your way out of it anymore. Admit it, you are the Phantom.
Objection!
Apollo? De bedoeling is dat je geen objections naar mij toe gooit, maar naar hem toe gooit. Niet naar mij. What are you doing? Mr. White, did you just raise an objection to your... Wait, was niet Apollo? Waarom ben ik weer Mr. White's stem met Apollo te vragen? Het was niet... Maar, wat? No, I didn't say a word. That was my objection, Apollo. Oh, nu hebben we Mr. White on the stand. pretty good objection, too, don't you think? This is getting weird. Now he's me? So, did you have an objection or not, Mr. Wright? No, not really, Your Honor. No, not you, Mr. Wright. I mean, the witness, Mr. Wright. Could this trial get any more insane? This! Uiteindelijk sprak je nu pas door dat jij dat weet. Mr. Wright, this fragment of rock and the photograph of these just like it. How can you be sure they're pieces of the same moonwalk that was in the robotic lab? Ah, nu komt de eeuwing in pas. Care to explain what you mean? De wie heeft net Senga-uitspraak gedaan op dus... Wat? Wat? Ik denk dat het een haardiscrediet is, maar de wat? Well, there may have been a rock or two in the courtroom that had my blood on it. But how do you know they're not just rocks? You can't prove they're the moonwalk, right?
Objection!
Don't be absurd. Just compare the fragment with the rock in the newspaper article. Anybody can see there's the same. They have the exact same coloration.
Objection!
Maybe some other rock with the same coloration happened to be in the courtroom. It's highly unlikely a rock with such a unique appearance just happened to be there. But you can't deny it's a possibility.
Objection!
But your blood was found on one of the fragments, Apollo. There's nothing suspicious about my blood being on a piece of rock. But why not? I know it sounds like an excuse, but several years ago I tripped and fell in this very courtroom. I was hurt pretty bad. Maybe that's how my blood found its way into a piece of rubble. Even he must realize how ridiculous that sounds. And yet I suppose it's not completely out of the question. Aha, I see you're starting to sweat, Mr. Wright. I thought that the word of time is out when lawyers have to force their biggest smiles. You're the last person I want to hear that from. Well, then why don't we get those fragments analyzed? We could ask an expert to verify if they were from the moonwalk and the robotics lab or not. I'm sorry, but I'm afraid that just isn't going to be possible. And why not? Ja, dat is eigenlijk vies gejaagd. In order to prove that the fragments are from what you say they are from, you need a sample of the moonwalk from 7 years ago to compare it with. But the moonwalk doesn't exist anymore, and there's no sample data left either. So you see, short of going back in time, there's no way to prove that any of the fragments are from the moonwalk. Jawel, het is er wel. We can do this. There's really no way to prove it. Oh, there is. Oh, there is. Haha, you finally ready to throw in the towel?
Objection!
Nope. Go for it. Go for it, Phoenix. So the moonwalk doesn't exist anymore, huh? That's right. It was such a valuable rock. To a shame, really. But it's lost to use. It's lost to use forever. He's wrong. It's not completely lost. Here's another piece of it, right here, by your side. A shiny fragment of hope that can turn everything around. A final piece of evidence to put this phantom away for good. The fence has a piece of evidence that completely contradicts your claim. You have what now? A final fragment of hope that was passed down with great love and care. We do. We do. Even in the person holding it hasn't realized it yet. Is it true, Mr. Wright? Pay no attention to him, Your Honor. He's just bluffing, as usual. He's nuts. I wonder if you will be able to force your biggest smile when you see what I've got. Try me. The piece of evidence that shows the original moonwalk isn't a complete loss is... The earring. The earring. But just about the only thing my mother left me was left with a widget. And this earring. Maybe she did love me in her own way. Aww. Athena, you may not know it, but your mother left you with a very important piece of evidence. She did. You're bluffing. You don't have anything of the kind. Oh, but we do. Evidence that will finally corner you, because we have a moon rock of our own. Yeah. You mean? Exactly. A gift Dr. Sykes left her daughter. An item Athena has cherished and worn all these years. As distant as Dr. Sykes may have seemed to her daughter, that fragment of her love will shake off the darkness of the past and give us all hope for the future. This is the defense sample of the moonwalk.
Take that!
That's your sample? The earring that Miss Sykes always wears was made from that original moonwalk. What? All this time. It was right here all along. No. Can't be. If the composition of the bombed fragments and the earring are found to be a match, then it will prove beyond the shadows of a doubt the origin of the fragment in this photo. And since the test results showed that the blood on the fragments was yours, this means that the identity you tried hard to hide will finally be revealed. The identity I tried to hide. I don't have any identity to hide. It may not have Athena's ears. I may not have Athena's ears, but now even I can hear the fear in your voice. Fear? I don't feel fear. I left all of my emotions behind years ago.
Objection!
Every human being feels fear. You simply can't face the emotions inside you. You can't face them because you have nothing. No love, no trust. And I suppose you do? I didn't have anybody to support me at first either. I couldn't face the fear inside me, couldn't get over the trauma of my past. Like I said, I don't feel fear.
Objection!
Then you're just a coward for running away from yourself. When I had my doubts about Miss Sykes, I felt like I would collapse under the weight. But I wanted to trust her. And I knew I could trust Mr. Wright to uncover the truth. That's why I was able to face my suspicions without hesitation. Running away from myself? How can I run from myself when there's nothing inside? Nothing at all.
Objection!
I know it's hard for someone as unwilling to trust others as you do understand. But people have emotions. It's just a fact of life, and so people can be weak at times. Oeh, het wordt spannend hè? Het wordt spannend hè? But that's exactly why people need to trust one another. So they can gain the strength to face themselves when things are at their bleakest. Without trust in others, how can you even hope to face your fears? The fear inside of me. Is this? No. Ah! Ah! Oh wow, nu is hij echt bang. I'm afraid. I'm scared. I feel fear. You can't outrun yourself. Remove that mask and unleash your emotions. Confront your guilt head on. With your own true face. my own true face. You don't want me to unleash my emotions. I will end the world. Oh, wacht. Het klikt vanzelf door. Dat is de... Is this my face? Is it? Is it? No, that's not it. No! This isn't me either. Ah! Is this me? Which one is my face? What am I? Who am I? Kesar, unleash your emotions. Destroy that world. Ik denk dat we onze defendant hebben gebroken. Kan ik een nieuwe defendant krijgen? We hebben een beetje stuk gemaakt. Whoops. Of ja, defendant is niet de defendant. Die is de defendant. Suspect. We broke the suspect. And we will never see his real face. A sniper attacked in this very courtroom. It chills me to my bones. But the police are doing everything they can to track down the sniper as we speak. Prosecutor Blackwell, how is Detective Fulbright? I mean, his imposter doing? He's a lucky fellow. The bullet didn't hit any vital organs. He appears to be in no danger of dying. Okay. Well, that was fortunate for all of us. Analysis of their final piece of evidence, why don't know submitted, is in. The composition of Miss Sykes' earring and the fragment of the blood on the fragment with the blood on it match. Sorry, af en toe ben ik mijn Engelse fout met lezen. We can now be certain that it is a fragment of the moonwalk in question. The murders and the bombings at the Space Center, both past and present. The bombing at the courtroom number 4 and all of his other crimes, numerous as the stars. Under suspicion of all of these things, the spy known as the Phantom has been incarcerated. Oeh. Maar misschien, wie weet, zien we zijn gezicht nog. Maar blijkbaar heeft een sniper hem uitgehaald. The prosecutor's office is now responsible for his well-being. There are still a myriad of things we wish him to tell us about after all. Thank you, Prosecutor Blackwell. Well, it's time to finally bring this trial to an end. But before I do, will the defendant please return to her proper place? Oh. Yes, Your Honor. Now then, this court finds the defendant, Athena Sykes, not guilty! Party time! Party time! Gelukkig heb jij een party-emoji, hè, Miss Sugarbeat. Court is adjourned. Oké. Ik vind het altijd leuk dat er ook zo'n confetti komt zo bij de party. Nummer 5. Oké. Hey, Pulse. Congratulations, Mr. Nick. Thank you, Pulse. And thank you for being there for Athena. It's the least I could do. But Athena was great, wasn't she? She was so strong throughout the whole trial. Daddy, I'm so glad to see you. Trucy, are you alright? Are you hurt? I'm fine, Daddy. I was doing magic tricks for the other hostages to keep our spirits up. Okay, that's my girl. Keep the spirit up. That's our Trucy. Trucy for you. I'm really glad to see you're safe. Right, I I owe you yet another debt of gratitude. Edgeworth. We never would have caught him if it weren't for all of you. Aw, come on, Edgeworth. What are you talking about? You're the ones who have been tracking the Phantom all this time. Plus, you were the one who gave Blackwell permission to serve as prosecutor, right? Yes, well... We know the Phantom was somewhere nearby. The police and I were trying to find him, but we never did manage to do so until this trial. Well, we never would have won this trial without you. It was your help as chief prosecutor that was the key to its successful conclusion. Besides, it was you that saw, to it. I got my attorney's badge back, wasn't it? So you figured it out, did you? Yeah, getting my license back went just a little too smoothly, you know. It should have been much harder after that evidence forging scandal. Well, I owed you a few favors. Hey, Edgeworth, think we can finally bring the dark age of the law to an end? Even the darkest light turns to dawn eventually. Our sun will rise again. Besides, now that Prosecutor Blackwell has been cleared all the charges, a great deal of the mistrust towards the court system should have been swept away. You know, you could have said that with a bigger smile, Edgeworth. It won't kill you. Instead, the frogs in that ball of yours just keep getting deeper and deeper. Well, Miles, give me the biggest smile. Give me a big smile, Miles. So, I should smile more, huh? Yeah. I will think about it. Ah, the complicated love-hate relationship between lifelong rivals. Yep. Athena? Oh, Simon. I'm forever in your debt. You went to all that trouble, even taking the bar exam while you were overseas. Well, I knew that if I didn't get your sentence overturned fast, you would be executed. So I studied. I was frantic. I'm so glad I made it in time. Ja, letterlijk bij een dagje later was hij eraan. Aw, kijk de smile. Just barely, but I still made it. Tata, girl. Athena, it's good to see you finally let your tears out. Yes, I survived by the skin of my teeth thanks to you. Shame on you, Simon, for trying to throw your life away like that. It was never my intention to just throw my life away, but some things in this world are more important than your own life. Like what? My honor-bound duty to protect with my life. My mentor's most beloved treasure. Huh? That's some loyalty? That's some loyalty. This guy really is a samurai. So, true and true. Well, it looks like we can breathe easy now. Apollo, Athena, thank you both. It took all of us together to pull it off. You bet, boss. What a team we are, huh? It was definitely the most amazing turnabout I've ever seen. I'm a lucky guy. My office has the best, most capable lawyers around. Thanks, Mr. Wright. I'm going to work extra hard to make up for all the worry I caused. Apollo Justice is fine and ready to go. Let's hear it from the White Editing Agency. Well, nobody's going to try harder than me, so you bet watch out, Apollo. Simon is free, thanks to Mr. Wright. But there are so many more people out there who need our help. You're right. I will be needing you both to help them. We still have a long way to go. Get ready, you two. We won a major victory, but the war is far from over. There are still people out there suffering under false charges who need defending. We've got a lot of work ahead of us. If we ever hope to fully bring the Dark Age of the Law to a close... Hey, I know one thing we have to do. We have to celebrate with a bowl of pimming hot noodles. Yes, I'm in. Ik wil noodles. Ik wil ook noodles. Huh? Nothing like a bowl of Aldoon's noodles after a trial. All of Mr. White's tab. Gaan ze ook nog Mr. White's de rekening plunderen met noodles. Dat is geweldig. That's how it works at the White Editing Agency. Right, Mr. White? As a boss, it's your duty to express gratitude to your people for their great work. In that case, allow me to join in the festivities. I would greatly welcome a bowl of noodles. Ik denk dat Mr. Wright zijn geld langzaam voelt wegdruipen. I have an idea, Daddy. Why don't you just invite everybody involved with the case? The more the merrier, right? Oh, Mr. Nick, look how far you've come. Who knew you would grow up to be such a generous gentleman? Hij staat er waarschijnlijk van, ja, shit, daar gaat mijn geld. Guys, under those circumstances, there's only one thing I can say. Only if I get to join in. Hey, no fair, I want to say it too. Okay, here we go. Objection! Okay, Tuesday. It was trying to think of something nice I could do for Polly. Nou, oh, dit gaat met te snel. Dit is met te snel, dus dan moeten we die maar zelf even lezen. Ik ben niet zo snel te lezen, dus... Wonderful accord. I better study as much as I can. I want to be a judge someday. Dit gaat me echt veel te snel. Peppers. Oké, peppers. Red peppers. How naive. How naive. Yep, je wordt een badje geroepen bij Miles, dus... Kunnen we candy pakken bij het einde? Ik heb vooral Mars eigenlijk nog over. Dus het wordt een Mars. Gamester op jouw gezondheid en Marsje. He's still stealing. Kom maar halen. Nou, je kunt ook nog altijd een artiest zijn in je vrije tijd. Misschien. Scuttlebutt. Ik kan echt die teksten bijna niet te goed volgen, hè. Vind ik echt jammer eigenlijk. Graven. ja, Pul heeft de dingen proberen te cleanen. Well, girl, don't blame yourself. Het is en blijft... mis ik Maya due to come months. Training. Oh, nice. Miss Maya kwam nog op bezoek. Nice. Oeh, de head tree rocket. Oké. Niks te delen. Hey Mauricio, hoe is ie? Let me give you a shout-out. Hoe is ie? Je hebt net het einde van de game is zeker lekker mee was het lurken. Maar hier zijn nog marsjes. Hier zijn er nog. Kijk, er zitten er nog in. Niet veel, maar er zitten er nog in. Dus kom maar... dus ik deel al met games. Dan moet je alleen komen halen. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Lift off! Hij blijft maar... Hij blijft maar zuchten. Och, Germ. Oh, dat is zo leuk dat hij even vraagt aan Mr. White of hij wilt zus komen defenden. Look forward for the next month's salary as... Nee? Oh, Pien, dat zie je, want die... kijk. Blackwell's has brought all matter of ill. Light, kan ik nu ook skippen? Nope. Ik vind het wel kei leuk. Nee, maar aangezien, normaal gezien binnen 2 dagen ga ik dan de volgende game ontvangen. De Dragon's Dogma. Die gaat over 2 dagen uitkomen. Hoi. Dus ik ga nog niet beginnen met de Avatar. The Legend van Aang. Meestal ga ik er nog niet mee beginnen. Ga ik daar even mee wachten. Ga ik eerst Dragon's Dogma 2 doen. En dan pas gaan we Avatar verder doen. Wordt leuk. Wordt leuk. Dat lijkt mij het plan momenteel van de volgende game te gaan doen. Ben ik ook wel heel benieuwd naar die game. Er wordt toch al veel van gezegd op de Facebook en zo van de game, dus I'm really curious. Echt zo die hele... Kan ik niet doorklikken? Het is heel leuk de aftiteling, maar kan ik doorklikken? Ik vind het ook wel leuk dat we al die case dingen weer zien hier. Maar toch. Is ook case 2, dus oh, met die gast van... Publicity in Japan. Officiële website van Japan. Sales in Japan. Het is allemaal in Japan. Nou, hebben we ook noodles. Special thanks. Dan zijn we al dicht bij het einde. Oh ja, de Black Cyclops. Capcom. Kijk die 3 daar staan. Kijk onze 3 helden. Kijk of je in de woonkamer. Nee, ze zit hier in mijn chat. Ze zit niet in de woonkamer, ze zit hier in mijn chat. She is in my chat. You wanna save? Or krijgen we nog een afterscene? Afterscene! Ah, the next rocket. Launch it. Help ya! Yes!
I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
T-minus 15 seconds. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Liftoff.
There it goes! He just sent his last... Ja, echt hè.
Mr. Starbuck!
You'll be fine. Just believe in yourself.
The moon's closer than you think!
De baan!
Thanks, guys. I wouldn't have made it back into space if it wasn't for you.
All right.
Cute. Cute. Through the years, I've seen as much joy as heartache, honest as... Hey, niet zo snel, but just as Mr. Starbuck was able to escape the harsh pool of his fears and despair. I believe that hope and friendship can lift us all up towards that brighter tomorrow. And the end. Hey! Illustrations and anime cutscenes galleries have been unlocked. Please go to access the DLC to view them. Is er DLC's in deze? Dan weet ik eigenlijk al niet meer of er DLC's waren. Extras en DLC's, let's see. Waarschijnlijk wel. View DLC's. Daar gaat die. Situation. Kan ik echt niet naar DLC's kijken? Nee, ik mag niet naar DLC's. Extra select episode continue. Voilà, we finished the game. Maar ik ga wel hier staan. Want er was wel een beetje van een background music erbij. Voilà. Spotpas. Spotpas. Niet gelijk even op Spotpas. Ah, oké, no. Waren er DLC's, by the way, was ik nu even aan het denken. Maar oké. Kan er ook niet meer, ik denk eigenlijk actief checken, denk ik meer. Want ze hebben alle services neergehaald, denk ik, eerst. Maar ja, dat was dus Dual Destiny. Dus zoals ik zei, ik ga nu die 2 dagen gewoon wachten tot ik die Dragons... wat was het dan weer? Ik vergeet telkens. Dragons Dogma 2 gaat uitkomen. En ga ik die normaal ook op 2 dagen krijgen. Dan ga ik die ook installeren op mijn PlayStation. En dan gaan we die spelen als volgende game. En dan tussentijd doen we gewoon wat we willen verwachten. Gewoon morgen, denk ik. Vanavond ben ik bij de Vos in de stream. Bij de Vos zit ik dan met Baldur's Gate 3. We gaan onze Baldur's Gate 3 date verder zetten. En ja, dat is het dan. We finished the game. Weer dan. Weer dan. Meer niet te zeggen. We kunnen eens kijken wie we kunnen gaan raiden. Misschien. Eens kijken, wie kunnen we gaan raiden. En eens kijken of er iemand lief is om te raiden. Eens kijken. Ik heb een Ries. Het is clean. Ik heb een pulsje. Eens kijken. Een Phoebe hebben wij in de aanbieding. Wie gaan we raiden? Wie gaan we raiden? Zijn er voorkeuren? Zijn er effectieve voorkeuren van wie we willen raiden? We hebben een... nope, niet echt. Eens kijken. Phoebe is Fortnite aan het doen. Reese is ook Fortnite aan het doen. It's Clean is Dead by Daylight aan het doen. Pulse is Overwatch aan het doen. Waar gaan we naartoe? Where are we going? Of ik kan ook gewoon de community dingen reden. Dat gaat ook. Maar jullie leuk de dingen nog zien. Clips van allemaal streamers van de community. Maar ja, dat is ook zo... Alleen stop met... Mijn dingen zijn zo raar geselecteerd. Zo, niet meer. Waar gaan we naartoe gooien? Waar gaan we naartoe gooien? Kunnen we hem naar Ries gooien? Just Ries. Die hebben we nog niet gereden. Die is me gisteren beginnen te volgen. Dus ja, waarom niet? Hij is Fortnite bezig. Hij is nu in 12 uur stream aan het doen. Omdat er blijkbaar een jaartje affiliate bij is gekomen. Dus ja, dat kunnen we misschien wel doen. Maar we gaan dat wel even doen. We gaan naar daar. Eens kijken. Just Reese. En ik ga dan lekker afsluiten, lekker chillen. Ik zie jullie misschien, als jullie zin hebben. Ik zit dus bij de Vos in het kanaal dan vanavond. Morgen is dan gewoon wel vakken na het werk. En dan, ja. See you guys later. Veel plezier bij Ries. Doeg doeg. En thanks for watching.